Our top story this morning, new overnight, a deadly shooting after a concealed carry license holder opens fire on someone opening fire on him.
These fuck niggas out here hate. Yeah, I heard it through the pipeline. Rumors about how they gon' rob me in the nighttime. For real, they just waiting for the right time. But guess what? You never catch me without mine. Without mine. 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 You never catch me without mine.
Yo, what's good, man? This your boy Smoke Tails. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you got it on you because I got it on me. You know how we getting down on this end. Nashville rideshare driver claims self-defense, kills passenger in alleged kidnapping. A Nashville rideshare driver is claiming self-defense after shooting and killing a man he says kidnapped him at gunpoint. Metro Police report that 44-year-old David Campbell called 911 twice Monday night. First saying that he had been kidnapped by someone in his vehicle, and secondly that he had shot the man who robbed him and kidnapped him. Campbell told the 911 dispatcher during the second call that he was at an intersection on Herman Street and 16th Avenue after shooting 23-year-old Kyron Gardner. When officers arrived, Gardner was found unconscious on the ground at the intersection and suffering from multiple gunshot wounds. He died at the scene. Officers also found a loaded pistol on the sidewalk near Gardner and Campbell's pistol in the driver's seat of his vehicle. Campbell fully cooperated with the homicide unit detectives and provided a detailed statement at police headquarters. He said while giving Gardner a ride to a public housing area, he became agitated, pulled out a gun and started making threats. Campbell first called 911 around 10 p.m. Monday from the 1100 block of Broadway. His call was disconnected before the dispatcher was able to obtain additional information. Campbell called 911 again at 10:14 after he had shot Gardner. The shooting location is only 0.2 miles from Fisk University campus, West Nashville. Campbell was released after giving a statement, and the investigation is ongoing. Shit, the investigation is over. That man Gardner got in there playing.
The passenger is dead after Metro Police say he tried to rob and kidnap his driver last night. Officers say that driver pulled out his own gun and shot the passenger multiple times in self-defense. WSMV's Brendan Tierney talked with the driver and witnesses who are still shaken up tonight.
Kind of ridiculous, man, that something like that happened.
Tony came home last night to find a man shot to death on the sidewalk outside his front door. Bullets shattered the windows of this rideshare car after the passenger and driver both pulled out guns, leaving Tony scared to show his face on camera.
A lot of these young guys, man, is the ones that's causing a lot of havoc and stuff around here, man.
Police say the driver picked up 23-year-old Kyron Gardner, who almost immediately started making threats and held the driver at gunpoint. The Uber driver tells me that he first tried calling 911 from the drive-through lane of this downtown McDonald's that Gardner made him stop in. He used the SOS function on his watch and an AirPod to talk with dispatchers, but says the call was disconnected when they couldn't understand the quiet hints he was giving them. Metro Police say the driver called 911 again about 15 minutes later from the intersection of 16th Avenue and Herman Street after he was scared for his life and shot Gardner multiple times. How concerning is all of this for you?
Man, it's very concerning because, you know, a stray bullet could come straight through the window and hit somebody, hit me, or hit one of the neighbors or something in the head.
Tony says rideshare drivers should have some way to check passengers for weapons to make sure everyone can stay safe while traveling through his neighborhood.
They don't need to pick them type of people up.
With the district attorney's office now investigating the self-defense claim and reviewing security video of the incident. In North Nashville, Brendan Tierney, WSMV4.
Yeah, man, so you see how they getting down out there in Nashville. This man Gardner got in the car and straight flipped out on dude. And then most of them rideshare drive things like Lyft and Uber now, they don't be wanting you to have the gun on you, the pistol on you in the car, like they gonna be riding in that bitch protecting you or something. I couldn't do that Uber Lyft shit. I bet you be running into all types of weirdos, all types of late night. And then this man gonna make you go to McDonald's drive-thru? As soon as I would have had the opportunity to put one in him, I would have been gave it to him. He driving through McDonald's and all. I know this man that flipped his lid. Just like them white people say out there in the country, bitch crazy as bed bug. This man Gardner jumped in the ride share out here playing and got stretched out in the middle of Herman Street at his final destination. Man, this your boy Smoke Tails, man. Until next time, you never catch me without mine.
Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine.
Our top story this morning, new overnight, a deadly shooting after a concealed carry license holder opens fire on someone opening fire on him.
These fuck niggas out here hating. Yeah, I heard it through the pipeline. Rumors about how they gon' rob me in the nighttime. For real, they just waiting for the right time. But guess what? You never catch me without mine. Without mine, 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 you never catch me without mine.
Yo, what's good, man? This your boy Smoke Tails. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you got it on you, cause I got it on me. You know how we getting down on this end. Man accused of kidnapping teen girl in Lee County shot and killed. A man accused of kidnapping a teen girl in Lee County has been shot and killed. The fatal shooting took place on Wednesday afternoon in a connection to the kidnapping of a 13-year-old girl. Lee County Coroner Carolyn Green confirms that 22-year-old Nicarius Williams was killed by gunfire. Lee County Sheriff Jim Johnson told a local TV station that the parents used the Life 360 app to track their daughter's location after notifying the police about the alleged kidnapping. The parents' first attempt at finding their daughter was unsuccessful as they were sent near the Lee County Industrial Park. A second attempt at locating the teen led the parents to the city of Shannon, where the parents found their daughter with a man who fit the description of the accused kidnapper. Then shots were fired, killing Williams, who was pronounced dead just after 4 p.m. He was reportedly found deceased in the grassy area on Washington Drive. Police have now taken the person of interest into custody, but that individual's identity has not been released at this time. Williams' body has been taken to a state medical examiner's office for an autopsy. Authorities are continuing the investigation of the incident. This is a developing story. Ain't nothing else to find out. You seen what happened. That man played games and found out what the fuck go down.
Man is dead, another in jail after an alleged kidnapping leads to a fatal shooting.
Allie Martin has been following this case all day and breaks it down for us.
The case began when Lee County Sheriff's deputies answered a 911 call from NMMC Tuesday afternoon about a kidnapping involving a teenage girl.
Yesterday afternoon around 3 p.m. it was reported by this child that she was taken and kidnapped by a black male driving a small black vehicle.
Sheriff Johnson says the girl's parents initially reported the kidnapping to the Verona Police Department. They were also able to keep in contact with their daughter by cell phone and another well-known app.
During this phone conversation, they were also monitoring their child's location on Life 360.
Sheriff Johnson says the parents were able to track down their daughter and her alleged kidnapper to Washington Street in Shannon.
Approximately around 3:10 yesterday evening, we received a 911 call that there was shots fired on Washington Street.
Shannon Police Chief Anthony Rogers and another officer responded and found 22-year-old Nicarius Williams with a fatal gunshot wound. The 13-year-old was unharmed physically. Chief Rogers says Verona police officers were also assisting in the case, and within minutes, the suspected shooter was in custody. Sources tell us that suspected shooter is related to the suspected kidnap victim. The chief says no weapon has been recovered, but the investigation is ongoing.
Matter of fact, the officers are out right now checking some areas that we're interested in looking in, maybe hoping we can find a weapon.
Chief Rogers says he has asked the Mississippi Bureau of Investigations to come in and look at the case before any charges are filed against the shooter. Telling your story in Shannon, Allie Martin, WCBI News.
This is the first fatal shooting in Shannon this year.
Yeah, man, you see how they getting down out there in Mississippi, Lee County. Homeboy Nakari is coming out here kidnapping 13-year-olds and got clapped. Well, that's how it need to go down. That's how it should go down. I don't even know why they arresting a family member. He did everybody a service. The family member ain't gonna get charged. They just got him in custody just to make shit look like that, because he threw the gun out the car, which he shouldn't have threw the gun out the car, even if it was illegal. He still was justified for killing your boy for kidnapping the 13-year-old girl anyway. This shit look like a closed case to me. Look like justice was served. Boy, cause if you try to kidnap one of mine, your ass gonna be landing in that field next to Nakarius. Man, this your boy Smoke Tails, man. Until next time, you never catch me without mine.
Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine.
Our top story this morning, new overnight, a deadly shooting after a concealed carry license holder opens fire on someone opening fire on him.
These fuck niggas out here hate. Yeah, I heard it through the pipeline. Rumors about how they gon' rob me in the nighttime. For real, they just waiting for the right time. But guess what? You never catch me without mine. Without mine, 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 you never catch me without mine.
Yo, what's good, man? This your boy Smoke Tails. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you got it on you, because I got it on me. You know how we getting down on this end. Suspected car thief shot by Army veteran shows up at hospital with gunshot wounds. A possible car theft suspect walked into a neighborhood hospital with gunshot wounds, then collapsed, according to the police. San Antonio police responded to the 6900 block of Caribou Creek near Gibbs Sprawl Road around 3:30 a.m. Tuesday for reports of a shooting. When officers arrived, they were told that a homeowner that confronted two suspects attempting to steal his car and opened fire on them, hitting at least one of the suspects. Ken 5 spoke with the homeowner, Amon, who happens to be an Army veteran. He didn't want his face shown, but was fine with having his first name published. Amon said repeated Ring camera notifications alerted him to what was going on. He said he rolled over and grabbed his phone, looked in his camera, and saw a guy in a red hoodie in the passenger side of his truck. Amon grabbed his gun from his nightstand and rushed outside, where he saw the red hoodie man make a move towards his driver's side door of the truck. Amon said the man's hand motioned as if he was gonna pull a gun. When he came around, my first thoughts was he had a gun. Sure enough, he had a gun, and he had my bulletproof vest. He said he hit one of the suspects in both of the legs. Amon said he observed the wounded suspect fall in the middle of the street and was being assisted by someone from the getaway car. Police said the suspects drove away. Amon told Ken 5 he thought the neighborhood he lived in was a place you can get away with leaving your doors unlocked, but not anymore. Amon said police recovered one of the guns that was in his truck near the hospital where the wounded suspect was found. His bulletproof vest was also returned. San Antonio Police Department are still looking for the second suspect. Boy, that's why you gotta always make sure you got your strap out the car. I never leave my gun in the car.
One of the most violent nights ever in recent memory in San Antonio overnight. Police have more than a half dozen new cases to investigate this noon. A number of stabbings and 3 separate shootings happening from one end of the county to another. This noon, as investigators continue, we have updates on 3 of these violent crimes. First, a local man saying that it wasn't his property. He was protecting his family when he shot and wounded a suspected car burglar. The violent clash happening early this morning outside of the car owner's home. Katrina Weber with how he says he does have some regrets about pulling that trigger.
I felt as though I was protecting myself. It wasn't about protecting my property.
All the police presence in this Northeast Side neighborhood shows the aftermath of what one man says he had to do when he found a stranger outside his home.
I was just laying in bed about 3 a.m. The camera went off, letting me know that it was motion detected in the front.
The car owner didn't want to show his face on camera, but what his security camera showed made this military veteran and Purple Heart recipient grab his gun and head outside. He says he found a suspected car burglar first inside his truck in the 6900 block of Caribou Creek, then seemingly running toward his front door.
It was pitch black. I couldn't see what he had in his hands. All I know is he raised his hands as was coming towards me, so I began to fire my weapon.
According to police, the car owner fired at least 10 rounds. The suspect was hit in both legs. He showed up later at a neighborhood hospital about a half-mile away. Police say they also found his car with blood inside in the parking lot. Back in the neighborhood after daylight, we found other signs of that gunfire, bullet holes in a neighbor's car and garage. No one else was hurt. As for those that hit the suspect, they caused injuries police say were not life-threatening.
I wasn't trying to take someone's life for personal property or anything like that.
For now, police seem to agree the car owner isn't facing any charges. Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
Keep up to.
Yeah, man. So you see how they getting down out there in San Antonio, Texas, boy. Texas always do work. Yeah, and this just goes to show you can't leave your gun in the car. I don't know how people do that. Try not to leave your gun in the car, because that's how most people be getting these stolen guns and shit. When you be leaving your guns in your car, you gotta check your car. I only ride with one gun. Sometimes I might ride with two, but I know I got them two in there. So I ain't trying to leave my gun in the car. The homeowner who came outside, he was a Army veteran, Purple Heart. Thank you for your service and all that. But man, you gotta get a light on your gun. So when you came outside and there was dog, you could have had a light on there. You supposed to know that. Hit the range back up, man. Your aim off. People you have to train, be efficient with your gun. But he still handled his business though. Yeah, so this go to show you right there. Get you a light for your home defense weapon and keep your head on the swivel. Man, it's your boy Smoke Tails, man. Until next time, you never catch me without mine.
Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine.
Our top story this morning, new overnight, a deadly shooting after a concealed carry license holder opens fire on someone opening fire on him.
These fuck niggas out here hate. Yeah, I heard it through the pipeline. Rumors about how they gon' rob me in the nighttime. For real, they just waiting for the right time. But guess what? You never catch me without mine. Without mine, 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 you never catch me without mine.
Yo, what's good, man? It's your boy Smoke Tails. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you got it on you, because I got it on me. You know how we getting down on this end. 2 men shot, 1 killed in altercation at South St. Louis Quick Trip. A violent altercation overnight at a South St. Louis Quick Trip ends with a security guard shooting and killing the suspect after police say the suspect shot the guard. It all happened about midnight at Chippewa in the Dutchtown neighborhood. The store is back open after being closed for several hours overnight. Authorities rushed to the scene right about midnight this Monday morning. St. Louis police told Fox 2 that there was some sort of a disturbance inside the Quick Trip, and the armed security guard was escorting the suspect out, who was apparently causing the trouble. Police shared that at some point during the struggle between the suspect and the guard, investigators added that the suspect was able to grab the security guard's gun and shoot him in the leg. After the guard was shot, police revealed that the struggle continued between the suspect and the security guard. We're told the security guard was able to get his gun back and shoot the suspect in the head, killing him. Police said that the security guard was taken to a hospital where he is listed in critical but stable condition. So far, no names have been released. However, the police did tell Fox 2 that the security guard is a 39-year-old man. City police homicide detectives have been called to take over the investigation. Having the right mindset is just as important as training with your gun, being efficient with your weapon. To get shot in the leg and still stay in the fight and was still able to kill him, you gotta have your big boy drawers on.
Thank you, Angela. A violent altercation early this morning at a South St. Louis Quick Trip ends with a security guard shooting and killing a man.
The Power of Two's Chris Renier has been talking to police this morning. He's live in South City with what he's finding out. Chris?
Well, good morning to you, Margie. Good morning to you. We are learning many new details from St. Louis police about what exactly transpired overnight at the QT behind us here at Chippewa and Gravois in the Dutchtown neighborhood. You can see the store is back open after the shooting overnight. Earlier, police crime scene tape was up all around this QT while workers cleaned up both inside and outside the business, but that tape has since come down and things seem to be getting back to some sense of normal here. Authorities getting a call just after midnight this morning. St. Louis police tell me that there was some sort of disturbance inside the QT and the armed security guard inside the store was escorting a man out who was apparently causing that disturbance. Police say at some point there was a struggle and the suspect was able to grab the security guard's gun and shoot him in the leg. After he was shot, police tell us the struggle continued between the male suspect and the security guard. We're told the security guard was able to get his gun back and then he shot the suspect in the head, killing him. Police tell us the security guard was conscious and breathing, as his injuries do not appear to be life-threatening. There is still a little bit to be learned here about what that disturbance was inside the QT that started this whole chain of events. Police telling me this morning it does not appear that this was a would-be robber or something like that. We just simply don't know the details yet of what that disturbance was, but whatever it was, it quickly escalated to this person who police are calling a suspect, grabbing the security guard's gun, shooting the guard, and then the guard being able to get his gun back, fire back, and kill that man. For now, live in South St. Louis, I'm Chris Renier.
Yeah, man, so you see how they getting down out there in St. Louis. I don't know what possessed this man to go through all that with the security guard. People done lost their damn mind out here. What made you think that was gonna turn out good for you? You take the man gun, shoot the man in the leg. He was able to take the gun back from you and put one right between your motherfucking eyes. Out here playing stupid games. The man was escorting you at the gas station. It's the man's job. And you wanna, boy, what's that? Wasn't no $1 million involved. I ain't see 50 million on the ground nowhere, nothing. All that shit was about nothing. I think the gas station is one of the most dangerous places anyway, especially at night. You pumping your gas, you always got to keep your head on swivel at the gas station. When I go to the gas station, if I'm pumping gas, I put the pump inside the car, let it pump itself, step back so I can see what's coming. Attention gives you time, time gives you options. But that man was up on his shit out there, did what he had to do. But as for your man, he got his wig pushed back and took the parking lot temperature challenge. Man, this your boy Smoke Tails, man. Until next time, you never catch me without mine.
Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine.
Our top story this morning, new overnight, a deadly shooting after a concealed carry license holder opens fire on someone opening fire on him.
These fuck niggas out here hate. Yeah, I heard it through the pipeline. Rumors about how they gon' rob me in the nighttime. For real, they just waiting for the right time. But guess what? You never catch me without mine. Without mine, 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 you never catch me without mine.
Yo, what's good, man? This your boy Smoke Tails. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you got it on you, cause I got it on me. You know how we getting down on this end. Two teens shoot each other during a robbery near Frazier Community Center. Two teen boys, 15 and 16, were shot during an attempted robbery near Frazier Community Center Tuesday evening, according to the Memphis Police Department. Officers found two teens laying on the ground near the community center on St. Elmo Avenue with multiple gunshot wounds around 6 p.m. on Tuesday evening. One of the teens had been shot several times in both legs, told the police that the gunfire was the result of a robbery. According to that teen, 2 or 3 other boys walked up to him and began to pat him down and told him, "Run me your pockets," while trying to rob him of his gun, according to the Memphis Police Department. Sometime during that pat down, the shot was fired, leading both boys to start shooting. One of the boys was shot 3 times in the left neck area, and the left eye, and in the stomach, according to the police. Altogether, officers found 4 9mm rounds and 1 .45 caliber round at the scene. Both teens were rushed to Regional 1 Healthcare in critical condition. Memphis Police Department said a backpack containing a magazine with 12 rounds, a digital scale, and a large bag of marijuana was taken from one of the teens. These young jits out here tripping, bro, trying to rob motherfuckers. Jit who they was trying to rob, he got shot 2 times in the leg. The other one who came and tried to rob him, he the one got shot in the stomach and in his eye and in his neck. Fucking around playing stupid games and wanting stupid pride.
First at 4, a double shooting overnight lands 2 teenagers in the hospital. Police say one teen tried to ambush the other teen when shots were fired. Detectives say the motive was robbery. Thanks for joining us, everyone. I'm Alex Coleman. WREG's Jarita Patterson spoke with a neighbor who heard the shots being fired without realizing what was happening outside his front door.
A sure sign spring is around the corner is seeing yellow dandelions in full bloom. Unfortunately, also seeing torn pieces of yellow crime scene tape is a reminder the seeds of a sinister motive were planted nearby.
The area is pretty good, and we have really no problem.
However, things were different Tuesday evening in this Fraser neighborhood, just off St. Elmo Avenue, not far from Rangeline Road. It's an area one man knows well.
Yes, ma'am. I've been here 8 years.
But last night, something unexpected and unsettling happened after hearing what he described as 3 shots being fired. Police connecting the dots as to what happened. It was just before 6 p.m. when investigators say a teen pulled a gun on another teen. The young gunman told the teen victim to, quote, "run me your pockets," which means to hand over everything. The teen refused while pulling out his own weapon. A shootout ensued with both teens, ages 15 and 16, being hit. Bullets struck one teen in the neck area, left eye, and stomach. The second teen was hit in each leg. Both were rushed to the hospital, both in critical condition, with police detaining one gunman. Neighbors watching out for one another appears to be working. According to the gentleman we spoke with, who has called this area home for nearly a decade. However, crime still managed to make its way into his community overnight. Police say at least one of the guns used in the botched robbery was stolen and is now off the streets. All the while, what happened stole a sense of security for some. In Fraser.
But I hope they get their stuff together.
Jarita Patterson, WREG, News Channel 3.
And according to the victim, the teen who tried to rob him was not alone. There may have been 3 other juveniles. At last check, they were not in custody. If you know anything that could help police, please call Crime Stoppers.
Yeah, man, so you see how they getting down out there in Memphis. They ran up on Jit, told him to run them motherfucking pockets, man. But that man wasn't on that. He pulled out his strap and got off. Hit him in his eye, his stomach, and in his neck. It ain't looking too good for Jit, right? It's a problem with the young dudes out here these days, I'm telling you. I'm glad one of them had the strap so he can protect himself. But other Jit nam who came up there playing dumbass games got his ass hit all in the eyeball. I've been to Memphis one time. Went up there with my lady. I ain't really like Memphis. You don't go places where you think you're gonna absolutely need your gun just because you carry it every day. So you young dudes out here, y'all going down the wrong path, my man. You need to tighten up. When I'm out in public, I have to watch y'all young shit. Y'all be the ones out here robbing people, doing all the dumb shit. So whenever I'm out, now I see one of y'all young jits out here, oh, believe me, I got my eye on you, cuz. Attention gives you time, time gives you options. Gotta be aware out here. Cause if one of y'all young jits run up on me and try to rob me, I'ma put one in your motherfucking eyeball like Jit just did him. Man, this your boy Smoke Tails, man. Until next time, you never catch me without mine.
Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine.
Our top story this morning, new overnight, a deadly shooting after a concealed carry license holder opens fire on someone opening fire on him.
These fuck niggas out here hate. Yeah, I heard it through the pipeline. Rumors about how they gon' rob me in the nighttime. For real, they just waiting for the right time. But guess what? You never catch me without mine. Without mine. 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 You never catch me without mine.
Yo, what's good, man? It's your boy Smoke Tails. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you got it on you, cause I got it on me. You know how we getting down on this end. Man fatally shot after allegedly holding woman at gunpoint in Southeast Houston apartments. Police are investigating the shooting of a suspected robber who was killed outside of an apartment in Southeast Houston early Saturday morning. Officers said a woman was preparing to leave an apartment on Maxwell and Lindstone Street when two armed people pulled her out of a pickup truck and held their guns to her head. A man she was friends with heard the commotion occurring just below his apartment and came outside with a gun. He shot and killed one of the suspected robbers, authorities said. The second robber reportedly ran away. Police said it appears rounds were fired from both parties, but believe only one person was shot. According to witnesses and the people involved, a man and a woman had just arrived at the apartment after dining out together. The man exited the car and went upstairs to his apartment. The woman was preparing to leave when the incident occurred. Police identified one of the robbers as a man in his late 20s or 30s. He was pronounced dead at the scene. The identity of the other robber who fled remains unknown. Boy, I tell you, Texas is becoming one of my favorite states more often and more often every day. I like how they get down out there in the Lone Star State.
News from overnight, a suspected robber was shot and killed in Southeast Houston.
And police say two people had guns to a woman's head while she was in a truck. One of her friends heard the commotion, rushed outside, and confronted the robbers.
It happened early this morning on Maxwell Lane. Witnesses told police a man and a woman arrived at his apartment. He went upstairs while she waited in the car. Now, at some point, two men approached the woman and reportedly tried to rob her. The man she was with rushed downstairs to help her, exchanging gunfire with the suspects, killing one of them. The other one got away.
Okay, 5600 Maxwell, just right at 1 a.m., have a shooting. It came out as a robbery/shooting originally when officers got here. Right now we have one adult male, don't know exact age right now, it appears to probably be in his late 20s or 30s, and he is deceased on the scene, has multiple gunshot wounds. It appears possibly he did have a weapon, and what we're being told from the witnesses and the individuals that were involved in this is that how it all started was there was a male and a female that were in a truck at the location, and they had just came back from eating. The male in the truck actually went up to his apartment, which was just upstairs, and the female that actually owns the truck was fixing to leave. What they're telling us is that two men, maybe a man and a woman, but for sure one male, who we believe is the deceased male, came with both of them were armed with pistols, came up, pulled her out of the truck, had guns to her head, and the male that heard the commotion was her friend, had just went upstairs. That's the one that was with her in the truck, just went upstairs. He heard the commotion, which was just below his apartment. He came out with a weapon, a pistol as well, and there was rounds that were fired from, it appears, both parties, and the end result is the one male that's on the scene that's deceased. That's the only one that's injured that we know of. Everybody's cooperating on the scene. The individual that they're saying, there was one more individual that may have been a woman. They're not certain if it was a male or female, but left on foot. The one that was shot was the one that we believe were doing the robbery. And again, like I said, this is all, it's all fresh. But from what we can tell, that's what it appears that happened, is that the individual that was doing the robbery was shot by most likely the individual that was exchanging gunfire, that was the friend of the female that was getting
Yeah, man, so you see how they getting down out there in Houston. Texas, boy, you know they with the shit out there. As soon as they pulled up to the house and homeboy got out the car and went upstairs, probably for a couple minutes, they done ran up on the girl already trying to rob her outside. Now, this the shit that tripped me out. You out here trying to rob people that look like you. Fool, we ain't got it like that. We ain't no millionaires. If we was millionaires, then we wouldn't be where you can just run up on us so easy. I'd be chilling in the mountains in the Hamptons some damn way. You won't find me nowhere around y'all out here tripping like that. Crime is getting out of control, boy. Every day, more shit and more shit happening. If you ain't got the strap with you, boy, I don't know what to tell you. Yeah, man, so y'all keep your head on the swivel out here, man. Attention gives you time, time gives you options. If you can't see what's coming, you can't do nothing about it anyway. Cause if you run up on me with that bullshit, you gonna take the driveway temperature challenge like the robber in this video. Man, this your boy Smoke Tails, man. Until next time, you never catch me without mine.
Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine.
Our top story this morning, new overnight, a deadly shooting after a concealed carry license holder opens fire on someone opening fire on him.
These fuck niggas out here hate. Yeah, I heard it through the pipeline. Rumors about how they gon' rob me in the nighttime. For real, they just waiting for the right time. But guess what? You never catch me without mine. Without mine, 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 you never catch me without mine.
Yo, what's good, man? This your boy Smoke Tails. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you got it on you, cause I got it on me. You know how we getting down on this end. Vehicle owner shoots and kills suspected car thief on San Antonio's west side. Early Tuesday morning, a suspected car thief was shot and killed by a vehicle owner at an apartment complex on the west side of San Antonio. The incident occurred just before 4 a.m. at the Oxford at Estonia Apartments off Micron Drive near Kluber Road, where the police responded to reports of gunfire. According to KSAT, the man is in his 50s, was about to leave for work when he discovered the alleged thief in his vehicle. Reacting to an attempted theft, the man fired at the suspect as he tried to drive away. The suspect, believed to be in his 40s, was struck by the gunfire, exited the vehicle, and made a short run for it before collapsing and dying from his injuries. The vehicle owner reported to Fox San Antonio that this was not the first attempt on his car, revealing that it was the third time someone had tried to steal his vehicle from him. The larger context of the shooting includes complaints from a neighbor about the recent vehicle break-ins and the thefts in the area. An investigation continues. Police have not yet determined whether charges will be filed against the shooter. According to officials, the owner of the SUV was unharmed during the confrontation. Details on the legal repercussions of the shooting remain unclear. The identity of the deceased has not been released as authorities are still working on the investigation. The San Antonio Police Department is in talks with the vehicle owner. Further information will be disclosed once the investigation has progressed. Texas, there's not bullshitting out there in Texas, man. Make me want to move there. I'm from Florida. You know, in Texas, boy, they with the shit.
San Antonio police say it appears one man's plans to steal a car went deadly wrong. Officers say he was shot and killed by the owner of that vehicle. Katrina Weber shows us why a neighbor says he knew it was only a matter of time before something like this happened.
Before the patrol cars began crowding into the Oxford at Estonia Apartments, at least one man who lives here already knew there was trouble.
Right before 4 a.m., I heard what sounded like firecrackers. And then about 10 minutes later, it was nothing but sirens.
What that neighbor who didn't want to show his face actually heard were gunshots. San Antonio police say they were fired by another man who told them he caught someone trying to drive off in his SUV. Later, we saw bullet holes in his windshield and a hole that a stray bullet made in the window of a neighbor's apartment. No one in that home was hurt.
When I came outside, they were already roping off the area. Overheard them saying something about blood splatter.
As it turned out, the 40-year-old suspected car thief was gravely wounded. Police marked off a long trail of blood throughout the apartment complex in the 8200 block of Micron Drive. They say he ran away after being shot, then collapsed and died behind another building. Based on what neighbors tell me, car burglars have targeted this apartment complex repeatedly. A relative of the owner of this SUV says this is the third time someone has tried to break into it.
It was a time bomb. Something was going to happen soon.
This neighbor says given the recent crimes, he wasn't exactly shocked by what happened. For others waking up to the commotion, it came as a surprise. Police question the 50-year-old man who fired the shots, but at this time, they're calling him the victim. Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
Keep up.
Yeah, man, so you see how they getting down out there in San Antonio, Texas, boy. Texas constitutional carry, just like Florida. They just got the ups on us with the law. You can protect your property at night with deadly force. So when you could be stealing somebody's shit out their yard at night, somebody can burn your ass, boy. That's all legit in Texas. One of the most gun-friendly states there is if you a concealed carrier. And Florida right behind it, where I reside. Man say they tried to steal his car 3 times. Now I'm not trying to downplay the man car. He got a nice car. It's a Chevy Trailblazer, look like it. Something like that SUV. Come on, cuz that shit ain't worth you dying for. Go get you a job, find something to do, put in work. I don't know why y'all playing around out there in Texas. Boy, Texas ain't the place to be fucking off. The neighbors say it was only a matter of time before somebody got their shit pushed back. I could have told the news people the same shit and I don't even live there. Gotta keep your head on the swivel out here these days. 2024 looking shady. Homeboy came out here, tried to steal a bitch car and stole a first place seat to the graveyard. Man, this your boy Smoke Tails, man. Until next time, you never catch me without mine.
Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine.
Our top story this morning, new overnight, a deadly shooting after a concealed carry license holder opens fire on someone opening fire on him.
These fuck niggas out here hate. Yeah, I heard it through the pipeline. Rumors about how they gon' rob me in the nighttime. For real, they just waiting for the right time. But guess what? You never catch me without mine. Without mine, 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 you never catch me without mine.
Yo, what's good, man? This your boy Smoke Tails. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you got it on you because I got it on me. You know how we getting down on this end. 60-year-old concealed carry license holder kills would-be robber during Auburn Gresham shootout. A concealed carry license holder killed an attempted robbery suspect during a shootout on the city's south side early Friday morning, Chicago police said. Police said the shooting happened in the Auburn Gresham neighborhood's 1500 block just before 5:30 a.m. A 60-year-old man had just used the ATM down the street from his home. He was outside when the suspect, identified only as a male, approached him on a bike, police said. Police said that's when the suspect, whose age was not immediately known, took out a gun and demanded the man's money and other belongings. The victim, who was a valid FOID card holder and a concealed carry license holder, took out his own gun and an exchange of gunfire ensued. Both victim and the suspect were shot. The 60-year-old man then ran into a nearby gas station for help. Security video shows the wounded man waiting for the police and paramedics to show up. Police said the suspect suffered gunshot wounds throughout his body and was transported to Christ Hospital, where he was pronounced dead. The 60-year-old man suffered a gunshot wound to his back and his left arm and was transported to that same hospital, where he is listed in stable condition. 2 firearms were found at the scene. Area detectives are investigating and police did not immediately provide further information. For the crime in Chicago is dangerous. They running in the stores, mobbing and grabbing and smashing and grabbing. You would be crazy if you ain't walking around with the blicky on you.
Developing tonight, a robbery suspect is dead tonight after a shootout with his victim. Part of the incident caught on video.
WGN's Andrea Medina is at police headquarters with more on that story tonight. Andrea.
Mike and Ray, this remains an ongoing investigation, but the victim in this case has survived and is recovering at the hospital after being shot twice.
Surveillance video from the Marathon gas station store near 81st and Ashland shows a man who appears to be struggling to hold himself up get led in by a worker early Friday morning. Police radio traffic reveals the moment after he came here for help.
Customer said he's been shot, he's bleeding everywhere.
Once the man enters, he sits down on the floor and waits for paramedics to arrive. Police say this 60-year-old man was shot in the arm and back. Officers roped off the gas station as this is connected to another scene in the Auburn Gresham neighborhood. The other was down the block by 82nd and Ashland, where a bicycle is surrounded with many evidence markers.
Yeah, the gas station kid. He was at the bank trying to get money when the other guys tried to rob him.
According to CPD, the victim was walking nearby at around 5:30 a.m. when another man on a bike approached him, pulled out his gun, and demanded the victim's belongings. The 60-year-old, who police say is a concealed carry holder and has a valid FOID card, pulled out his own gun, and the two exchanged gunfire.
Asking for 5 rounds
If you do own a firearm and you are a concealed carrier, that you know how to use the weapon and use the weapon safely and store the weapon safely.
The suspect was hit several times and was taken to Advocate Christ Medical Center, where he later died from his injuries. The victim was also taken to the same hospital, but is expected to be okay. Community activist Pastor Donovan Price doesn't condone any type of gun violence, but understands why someone in this instance would have resorted to it.
There comes a time when people have to defend themselves and what they have, their property, and this is one of those cases.
While this attempted robbery escalated into a deadly shootout, Price says it sends a message to others who are thinking of committing similar violent crimes.
Although any loss of life is tragic, it still is I think people can relate to having to protect their property.
2 firearms were recovered at the scene. At this time, the identity of the suspect has not been revealed. We're live outside CPD headquarters. Andrea Medina, WGN News.
Yeah, man, so you see how they getting down out there in Chicago, the Windy City. Crime is through the roof out there. Fucking shithole, bro. I ain't into politics too much, but it seems like to me all these Democrat cities, boy, straight toilet bowl need to get flushed. This man go to the ATM, walk to the ATM. He go your ass riding up on the bike. This man walking, you damn near walking at the same time. You trying to rob this man like you finna get $1 million. That's why I couldn't do it in Chicago. But you can see the difference between a legally concealed carrier and a person who carry illegal. Most likely the legal carrier gonna train with his gun more, practice with his gun more, be more efficient with his gun. These criminals, they be out here running around, don't know what the fuck they doing with their gun. Owning a gun doesn't make you more armed any more than having a guitar makes you a musician. Gotta train with your shit. He pulled down and that man gave it to his ass out there. That from right there on the ground. In the words of John Correa, attention gives you time, time gives you options. But this man out of options. He done took the sidewalk temperature challenge. Man, this your boy Smoke Tails, man. Until next time, you never catch me without mine.
Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine.
Our top story this morning, new overnight, a deadly shooting after a concealed carry license holder opens fire on someone opening fire on him.
These fuck niggas out here hate. Yeah, I heard it through the pipeline. Rumors about how they gon' rob me in the nighttime. For real, they just waiting for the right time. But guess what? You never catch me without mine. Without mine, 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 you never catch me without mine.
Yo, what's good, man? This your boy Smoke Tails. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you got it on you because I got it on me. You know how we getting down on this end. 3 shot in North Lawndale robbery attempt. A 16-year-old boy and 2 men were wounded when the boy tried to rob them, causing a shootout late Monday night in North Lawndale, police said. The attempted robbery of the man 34 and 50 happened about 10 p.m. in the 3800 block of West Roosevelt Road. A 4th person on the scene was armed and exchanged shots with the 16-year-old alleged robber before fleeing the scene, police said. The 34-year-old man was taken to the St. Anthony's Hospital with a gunshot wound to his neck, and the 50-year-old man was taken to Mount Sinai Hospital with a gunshot wound to his wrist. The 16-year-old who was shot in the leg had taken to Stroger Hospital. All 3 are listed in good condition. The team was taken into custody, and Area 4 detectives are investigating. And that would be in Chicago. Them jits out there off the chain. 16 years old, man. I got a football jersey in my closet older than you.
This is Chicago's very own WGN Midday News.
An attempted robbery leads to a shootout and ends with 3 people in the hospital. One shooter is still on the run. Good morning, everybody. I'm Patrick Elwood.
And I'm Dina Bair. Thank you for joining us. Glenn Marshall's at Mount Sinai Hospital with the latest on our top story. Glenn?
Hey, good morning. Now, we did speak to police. They told us that they took the suspect into custody last night. We also talked to the father of one of those victims. He said his son was shot in the neck, but no vital organs were hit, and he's expected to be okay. Police were on a scene in Lawndale, marking shell casings left by gunfire Monday night. The attempted robbery happened just after 10 p.m. near the corner of Roosevelt and Independence Boulevard. Police are saying they responded to a person shot and located 3 males with gunshot wounds. A 34-year-old, who we have confirmed to be Patrick McGee, was brought here to Mount Sinai after he was shot in the neck. He is listed in good condition. Patrick's father spoke to us over the phone and told us the bullet missed his vital organs. A 50-year-old was taken to St. Anthony Hospital after he was shot in the wrist. He is also listed in good condition. Police are telling us they believe a 16-year-old suspect was trying to rob the 2 victims when the shooting took place. We're also told another person exchanged gunfire with that teen, resulting in the suspect receiving a gunshot wound to his leg. Police were able to take that teen into custody. He's at Stroger Hospital in good condition. However, the other shooter has not been located. Now, police did tell us that they recovered a gun at the scene. So far, no charges have been filed in this situation. Of course, we're going to continue to monitor this and bring you the latest as we receive it. For now, we're live outside of Mount Sinai Hospital. I'm Glenn Marshall, WGN News.
All right, Glenn, thank you.
Yeah, man. So you see how they getting down out there in Chicago, Chi-Town, the Windy City, Chirac. Man, I couldn't live in Chicago. Probably visit for the pizza, but that shit all too off the chain for me. Too much crime shit going on out there. And it ain't that easy to get a concealed weapons permit neither. Them jits off the chain out there, man. 16 years old, what the fuck you doing, man? Running around here trying to rob somebody. Crashing out. You ready to throw your life away at just 16 years, boy? Like, what is you thinking about? Right? Ain't nobody tell you that? What the hell is you thinking about, cuz? Right? If you can't survive in Chicago without robbing and stealing and going through all that, then you need to get the fuck up out of Chicago, man. You need to leave. You lucky you ain't lose your life out there fucking around. Because if I was the one shooting at you, it's a good chance your ass would be out of here. I ain't doing too much of that missing and jumping around, dodging and all that shit. 2024 people, you need to arm yourself, carry concealed, get you some training, get efficient with your gun, learn how to use your weapon, keep your head on the swivel. Attention gives you time, time gives you options. And especially if you're in Chicago, Jit came out here playing, fucking around trying to rob somebody and almost got his ass sent to the upper room. Man, this your boy Smoke Tails, man. Until next time, you never catch me without mine.
Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine.
Our top story this morning, new overnight, a deadly shooting after a concealed carry license holder opens fire on someone opening fire on him.
These fuck niggas out here hate. Yeah, I heard it through the pipeline. Rumors about how they gon' rob me in the nighttime. For real, they just waiting for the right time. But guess what? You never catch me without mine. Without mine, 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 you never catch me without mine.
Yo, what's good, man? This your boy Smoke Tails. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you got it on you because I got it on me. You know how we getting down on this end. Teen arrested after Spring Township shooting. Police said several shooters were involved in a gun battle in Berks County on Friday night. Investigators said there was a house party when the gunfire erupted in Spring Township on West Lawn Avenue. A witness said everyone was outside running. They was like, get down on the ground. She said she was in the area of West Lawn Avenue in Spring Township when shots rang out. I was outside, but I heard like 30 shots and I ducked down under my kill. I just ducked down, said the witness. Her father Steve said he woke up and seen police cars. Spring Township police said it happened around 11:30 a.m. One male was shot in the leg and has non-life-threatening injuries according to the police. He was transported to the hospital and treated. The scene was secure at that point, and then additional investigators were called to help, said Lieutenant Steve Brock of Spring Township Police. 18-year-old Keshawn Williams from Wyoming was taken into custody according to the police. Investigators said he faces multiple charges including attempted homicide. Lieutenant Steve Brock said there was some type of dispute between the two groups of young men. Officers responded they were met with a chaotic scene. There were people fleeing on foot and in vehicles, said the lieutenant. I'm telling you, man, you can't never have a get together with a whole bunch of young dudes. These young cats here, they don't know how to keep their emotions in check. They just start shooting at each other for arguments. Their feelings got hurt. Somebody said something. Stupidest shit I ever seen in my life.
Search is on for two people involved in a gun battle on the streets of a Berks County suburb.
It happened Friday night in Spring Township. Police say they have one 18-year-old suspect in custody, and the DA says violence like this among teens is all too common. 69 News reporter Jack Reinhardt is joining us live from Spring Township Police with more. Jack.
Wendy and Rob, police say they're searching for two additional people. The district attorney says all those involved with this gun battle will be brought to justice.
This is not the type of behavior that we are going to tolerate in our neighborhoods, in our county.
It was a gun battle police say happened on West Lawn Avenue in Spring Township around 11:30 Friday night. Dozens of handgun and rifle casings were discovered, according to court paperwork. Police say a party at a house was happening at the time of the shooting.
We believe that most of the individuals involved in this gun battle that took place in West Lawn are probably younger individuals.
Police say 18-year-old Keshawn Williams was arrested and faces multiple charges. According to court paperwork, there was a group of 13 people and Williams stood towards the rear of the group before walking closer and allegedly firing at an unidentified person. Court paperwork says Williams admitted to shooting and having the gun.
He had an AR-15 and he was clearly involved in this shooting.
The unidentified person fired back, striking Williams in the leg, wounding him, according to court paperwork.
Kids, young adults, are ruining not only their lives if they're the shooter, they're generally shooting other young adults. So multiple lives are being lost, or multiple young adults are being injured by these shootings.
Berks County DA John Adams says violence among young people has been occurring all too often in the community.
These are serious charges, and we need to do everything possible to send a message that this type of violence will not be tolerated in our community.
Anyone with information on this gun battle is asked to reach out to the Spring Township Police or Crime Alert Berks County. Live in Spring Township, Jack Reinhardt, 69 News.
Yeah, man, so you see how they getting down out there in Spring Township. These young cats, you see it, I be saying the same shit in my videos. Like 18 years old, I was trying to chill at the little party vibe with a female. And then on top of that, you got an AR-15 running around here and still can't hit a motherfucking thing, right? You done found out the hard way that owning a gun, having a gun doesn't make you armed any more than having a guitar makes you a musician. You think 'cause you got a rifle, you can run around here acting like you Billy Badass until a bitch put that smoke on you. Now you finna go to jail for attempted homicide, attempted murder. Just turned 18, you gone for about 20-25 years fucking around. And that's just what you get out here playing games. Shit out here bullshitting. Couldn't hit the broadside of a barn from 10 yards. Man, this your boy Smoke Tails, man. Until next time, you never catch me without mine.
Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine.
Our top story this morning, new overnight, a deadly shooting after a concealed carry license holder opens fire on someone opening fire on him.
These fuck niggas out here hate. Yeah, I heard it through the pipeline. Rumors about how they gon' rob me in the nighttime. For real, they just waiting for the right time. But guess what? You never catch me without mine. Without mine. 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 You never catch me without mine.
Yo, what's good, man? This your boy Smoke Tails. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you got it on you because I got it on me. You know how we getting down on this end. Suspected car burglar dies after being shot trying to break into a vehicle. A suspected car burglar is dead after being shot trying to break into a car on the north side. The shooting happened just before 2:30 a.m. Monday at the reserve along Babcock Road near West Horseman. The car owner told the police that he was in his apartment when he heard glass break outside. He went outside and found the suspect, a 26-year-old man, trying to steal his vehicle. He fired one shot, hitting the suspect, who was still in the vehicle, in the side of the chest. The suspect was pronounced dead at the scene. The resident told investigators he believed the suspect had a weapon and he was trying to protect his property. So far, no arrests have been made as police continue the investigation. Boy, this the second one this week in Texas where somebody done got their ass burnt breaking in a bitch car.
First at 5, was he a crime victim or a vigilante? That's what San Antonio police are trying to decide about a man accused of shooting and killing a suspected car burglar.
As Katrina Weber tells us, this is the third violent clash like this in just the past few weeks.
At the back of an apartment complex on Babcock Road near UTSA Boulevard, a man told San Antonio police he was suddenly facing trouble in the middle of the night. He says he heard glass breaking around 2 this morning, then found a man inside his car who he believed had a gun. Police say the 26-year-old shot and killed the car burglary suspect. While these types of shootings don't happen every day, car burglaries and car thefts do. SAPD's numbers show a big increase in both crimes last year, more than 21,000 car break-ins and more than 19,000 vehicles stolen. Just since January, both categories have already passed the 2,500 mark.
That's when I saw a guy with a red hoodie inside one of my vehicles. So I grabbed my firearm that I keep next to my bed.
This car owner who didn't want to show his face told us about 2 weeks ago he also faced a life or death decision outside his Northeast Side home.
And in the pitch black, he was advancing me with what looked like he had a weapon in his hand.
He ended up shooting that suspect, sending him to a hospital.
I wasn't trying to take someone's life for personal property.
At a West Side apartment complex last week, a suspected car thief was killed. In that case, a man told police he used gunfire to stop the suspect from driving off in his truck. While these cases are all under investigation, so far no car owners face any charges. At this time, they're all considered victims who it appears didn't want to be victimized. Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
Yeah, man, so you see how they getting down out there in San Antonio. I'm telling you, it couldn't have been a whole month before somebody just got killed doing the same thing. And not too long ago, somebody got shot. He ended up dying, but for doing the same thing, breaking into somebody's car at night in Texas. They got that law. You can protect your property at nighttime, right, with deadly force. I don't even know why they playing out there in Texas. They sure enough get down with the smoke out there. I'm glad to see more normal citizens arming themselves. I think everybody should carry. If you got good intentions and you just the good guy with the gun, then everything's all right. But if somebody crossed the line, you had an option to give it to him if need be. Damn, now see, somebody should have told that man before he stole that car that it was gonna be a one-way trip. Man, this your boy Smoke Tails, man. Until next time, you never catch me without mine.
Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine.
Our top story this morning, new overnight, a deadly shooting after a concealed carry license holder opens fire on someone opening fire on him.
These fuck niggas out here hate. Yeah, I heard it through the pipeline. Rumors about how they gon' rob me in the nighttime. For real, they just waiting for the right time. But guess what? You never catch me without mine. Without mine. 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 You never catch me without mine.
Yo, what's good, man? This your boy Smoke Tails. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you got it on you, cause I got it on me. You know how we getting down on this end. Man shot, killed while trying to break into ex-wife's apartment. A man was reportedly shot and killed Thursday night while attempting to break into his ex-wife's apartment in North Houston. The shooting took place at an apartment complex on Blue Ash and Barron Springs Drive around 8:50 p.m. Deputies with the Harris County Sheriff's Office said when they showed up at the location, they found a 35-year-old man who had been shot to death. Investigators believe that the man was at the apartment earlier that night and had gotten into an argument with his ex-wife. He was said to have left the apartment, and the woman called over some of her friends over to the place. Later, officials say the man came back and forced his way inside the woman's unit. That's when investigators believe the shooting happened. Although deputies did not say who opened fire, authorities say last September another man was shot and killed at the same apartment complex. Investigators also said there were 2 kids inside the apartment at the time, but they were not hurt. Another person who was injured was taken to the hospital. At this time, authorities are searching for the shooter. If you have any information, you are urged to contact the Harris County Sheriff's Office. I don't know what they're searching for the shooter for. Look clear cut to me. He tried to force his way inside the apartment, but that type of shit happened to you.
Turning to breaking news now, one person is dead this morning and the shooter is still on the run.
And this all happened around 10:30 last night at an apartment complex on Blue Ash Drive. Our Ugochi Loka just arrived to the scene minutes ago. Ugochi, what can you tell us?
Yeah, right now investigators say a man allegedly tried to break into his ex-wife's apartment unit and was shot and killed in this very area. Take a look. This is video of when Harris County Sheriff deputies got here to Blue Ash apartment complex last night. Investigators say a man and a woman dating were hanging out at one of the apartment units. Then they got into an argument. That's when the man left, and deputies tell us the woman called 8 to 10 friends over. The man then came back, forcing his way in. That's what authorities say. One of the friends shot and killed him. One of the sergeants on the scene has this message to the shooter.
Definitely like for him to come back and talk to us and advise us what happened. We have some accounts of what happened, but we'd like to hear his version.
And so you heard it there from the sergeant. They want to talk to the alleged shooter, who is allegedly the ex-husband of the ex-wife here. Speaking of that woman, we are told she was taken to the hospital with minor injuries, but later released. We're working to get more details for you, let you know if there are any arrests that develop and are made here in this area. We'll keep you posted. Reporting live this morning, Ugochi Iloka, KHOU 11 News.
Yeah, man, so you see how they getting down out there in Houston, Texas, boy. The smoke is real. Learn how to control your emotions. It's the whole problem out here where people fly off the handle. Get your emotions under control. Gather yourself. Because if you wouldn't have tried to force your way in the apartment, then you couldn't have got the shit shot at you. Even if people might say, oh, she called the friends over. Fuck what she called the friends over. Ain't nobody made you force your way inside that house, right? Once you did that, that was it. It was justification for you to get shot. That's one thing carrying every day has taught me. It's taught me to be able to keep my emotions under control, right? Because I know it's a deadly weapon on the scene and I happen to have it on me. So I have to hold myself at a higher standard. I can't just be out here getting into ego battles with people in the street and going through unnecessary shit, right? It's calmed me down. It's taught me a lot that I use in my everyday life now. You know, that some shit just ain't worth it. So with that being said, people, keep your emotions in check, or I might be doing a story about your ass next time. Man, it's your boy Smoke Tails, man. Until next time, you never catch me without mine.
Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine.
Our top story this morning, new overnight, a deadly shooting after a concealed carry license holder opens fire on someone opening fire on him.
These fuck niggas out here hate. Yeah, I heard it through the pipeline. Rumors about how they gon' rob me in the nighttime. For real, they just waiting for the right time. But guess what? You never catch me without mine. Without mine. 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 You never catch me without mine.
Yo, what's good, man? It's your boy Smoke Tails. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you got it on you because I got it on me. You know how we getting down on this end. Police search for suspects after one shot during the attempted armed robbery in Oklahoma City. One person was shot Tuesday morning after 3 people attempted to break into an apartment in northwestern Oklahoma City. According to the Oklahoma City police, 3 suspects attempted to break into a residence at around 1 a.m. near North MacArthur Boulevard and Northwest 36th Street when the person living inside the apartment opened fire, striking one of the suspects. The OCPD said the suspects were taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. The other 2 suspects are still outstanding, police say. The OCPD said that they do not have a description of the other 2 suspects, other than they was wearing all black clothing. I'm a strong believer of having a home defense weapon. Gotta have a gun in the house. Even if you don't carry it on your person, which I don't recommend. I recommend you carry it on your person, but at the least, have a weapon inside the house for problems just like this right here.
Investigation underway in War Acres this morning after a group of men tried to rob someone at their apartment.
And now 1 person is in the hospital and 2 suspects on the run. Oklahoma City police on this case. News 4's Natalie Clydesdale joins us now live from the crime scene with the very latest on what happened here. Natalie, good morning.
Good morning, Allie and Kent. Well, police tell us this is still a very active investigation. This incident happened inside one of these apartments behind me. We're at a complex near Northwest 36th and MacArthur. Here's what we know about what happened. Police say this all started around 1 o'clock this morning when 3 men broke into an apartment and tried to rob the person that lives there. When the suspects broke in, the resident opened fire, hitting one of the suspects.
I spoke to one man who says he was inside that apartment when 3 armed men tried to break down the door.
And my friend came to me and told me somebody was at my door.
Anthony Edwards says his apartment was the target in Tuesday morning's armed robbery.
I told him to open the door. Before he opened the door, they tried to push it through the door.
He says the situation quickly turned violent.
Pointed the gun, and from that point on, I don't know what happened. I jumped out the way.
At some point, they scuffled with one of the occupants of the apartment when another occupant noticed that they were armed.
Oklahoma City police say the other person in Edwards' home pulled out his own weapon in response.
He armed himself with a gun, opened fire on one of the suspects, striking him multiple times.
The suspect was taken to the hospital where he immediately went into surgery. Police say his injuries are not life-threatening. The other 2 suspects are still on the run.
The other 2 suspects fled the scene and are still outstanding at this time.
Investigators say they don't have a good description, but their priority is catching the other 2 suspects.
There's a number of interviews that have to go on to try to identify those involved.
According to police, armed robberies do tend to be targeted, and there's no information so far in this case that indicates any different. Live at police headquarters for Oklahoma's Own, I'm Cameron Joyner.
Yeah, man. So you see how they getting down out there in Oklahoma. Homeboy say soon as he answered the door, they tried to push their way in. 3 dudes. Everybody coming in there with pistols trying to take something. This the question that people need to ask themselves. What if this was you? What would you have to defend yourself? A baseball bat? A knife? Kitchen knife? A pocket knife? The fire poker, like in the movies. It's good to have something in the house to be able to defend your home. Your family's in here, kids if you got those. You got to be able to protect them. The man's supposed to be the protector. Or if ladies, you need to also need to have a home defense weapon. That's just how the shit is. I have my everyday carry, but for my home defense, I have an AR-15. I call it a Rochella. I had my first rifle I ever got. And she sure enough gonna give you that work if you come inside my crib. Man, this your boy Smoke Tails, man. Until next time, You never catch me without mine.
Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine.
Our top story this morning, new overnight, a deadly shooting after a concealed carry license holder opens fire on someone opening fire on him.
These folk niggas out here hating. Yeah, I heard it through the pipeline. Rumors about how they gon' rob me in the nighttime. For real, they just waiting for the right time. But guess what? You never catch me without mine. Without mine, 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 you never catch me without mine.
Yo, what's good, man? This your boy Smoke Tails. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you got it on you because I got it on me. You know how we getting down on this end. Bingham deputies investigate possible home invasion. Suspect found dead. Homeowner found injured. Sheriff deputies are investigating a potential home invasion in Bingham County. Deputies were alerted about the home invasion at approximately 12:15 p.m. for a 911 call. When deputies arrived, they discovered one person dead and another injured, they said. The man found dead is suspected to be the invader of the home, according to the sheriff's office. The homeowner, an elderly woman, was harmed but protected herself. She was taken to a local hospital and is expected to survive. Investigators have cordoned off the area between 134th West 600 North and have asked people to avoid the area. Deputies believe this is an isolated incident with no further threat to the community. See, women can't fight a man, especially an elderly woman. But the gun is the great equalizer.
The Bingham County Sheriff's Office is investigating after being called to a possible home invasion.
The home is located at 134 West 600 North. Local News 8 was the first on the scene today. The Sheriff's Office has asked the public to avoid the area as they do their work. Local News 8's Braden Wilson is there on the scene. He's been gathering more information on what's going on. Braden, what more can you tell us?
Todd, Linda, the call came in just shortly after noon today. Now take a look behind me at the house. As you can see, there are multiple law enforcement vehicles still here on scene. This is very much an active scene, and law enforcement is asking people to avoid the area of 600 North just so they can do their work and make sure that they do it okay. Now, when I first arrived here on scene, I did arrive shortly before the coroner, as this incident has left one person dead and another injured. The person that has died is the suspect, and the one who has gone to the hospital is the homeowner, and she is expected to survive from her injuries. As mentioned, this has occurred on the 600 North block here in Bingham County. Investigators are still working to find out what happened. They have been looking over the area, searching for evidence to aid in their understanding of what has happened. The sheriff said this is an uncommon occurrence in the county, but despite that, they are more than prepared to take charge of the investigation.
For those that don't know, we run a combined detectives unit with the city of Blackfoot and the city of Shelley. So we have an ample amount of investigators, and then we're also part of a Tri-County Sheriff's Association, and we utilize resources up and down the valley from different agencies and manpower if needed. In fact, we are going to utilize some equipment here on this scene today that Bonneville County is going to bring to us and utilize their equipment and their training to process the scene. It's a great example of what we do cooperatively up and down the valley.
At this time, the sheriff says there is no further threat to the public. Now, the sheriff's office has also asked that if anyone was in this area of the 600 North block here in Bingham County and they were driving through, as this is a pretty rural area of the county, that if they saw something, to please say something. You can find their phone number to their non-emergency line on our website, localnews8.com. Live for Local News 8 in Bingham County, I'm Braden Wilson.
Yeah, man, so you see how they getting down out there in Idaho. Grandma had to do her thing. She was way in the rural area by herself in the middle of nowhere because some creepy motherfucker trying to creep in your door. I think all women should carry a firearm, especially have one for home defense. Especially these days, ain't no telling what people up to. This lady way in the middle of nowhere, 87 years old. Got some man trying to force his way in the house. And obviously he got his hands on her, but not good enough for her not to give his ass that smoke. She probably had a big old revolver out there too. 44 Magnum, 357 or some shit. This man tried to run up in the old lady house and she fucked around and took the trash out. Man, this your boy Smoke Tails, man. Until next time, you never catch me without mine.
Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine.
Our top story this morning, new overnight, a deadly shooting after a concealed carry license holder opens fire on someone opening fire on him.
These fuck niggas out here hate. Yeah, I heard it through the pipeline. Rumors about how they gon' rob me in the nighttime. For real, they just waiting for the right time. But guess what? You never catch me without mine. Without mine, 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 you never catch me without mine.
Yo, what's good, man? This your boy Smoke Tails. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you got it on you because I got it on me. You know how we getting down on this end. Woman who shot mother and daughter in Sterling Heights incident will not be charged. The Macomb County Prosecutor's Office said they will not charge a woman who shot two other women last month in Sterling Heights, concluding that the shooting was self-defense. Prosecutors said the woman, who had a valid concealed pistols license, fired a shot when the mother and the daughter got out of their car and started attacking her. Prosecutors also requested an investigation into the two women for potential charges. However, it was determined that no charges will be filed following the investigation and speaking with the witness and the CPL holder. Denying charges on the ground of self-defense is the recognition of the inherent right to protect oneself when faced with imminent danger. The Macomb County prosecutor, the incident happened about 5 p.m. on February 27th on Hall Road. Sterling Heights police said the woman who was driving a Dodge Durango stopped at a stop sign in the shopping plaza when the Jeep Compass stopped directly behind, got out of their car and approached the driver's side of the Durango, physically assaulting her. Prosecutors say a nearby bystander who witnessed the attack attempted to intervene. That's when the woman pulled out her gun and fired a shot. The bystander ran away after hearing gunfire. Authorities said the 911 caller stated those two girls tried to attack the shooter. Those two girls were beaten up on her. I tell you, road rage. A lot of people don't know how to deal with road rage. Gotta be calm when you drive, cause can't control how everybody driving. A lot of motherfuckers do drive stupid out here, but you gotta be on a higher level than that. See what happened to the mama and the daughter. They got that fucking work.
It was absolutely clear that the shooter was not the aggressor. The shooter actually was there to defend herself and her rights.
No charges after two women were shot in self-defense after a case of road rage back on February 27th in Sterling Heights. It's unclear how the altercation began, but a female driver pulled into this Carrabba's parking lot off Shaner and Hall Road and parked her car. Another car following had a mother and daughter inside.
Police say this mother and daughter got out of their vehicle in this parking lot. They went up to this third lady, got into a verbal argument which turned physical, and yes, even a shoe was thrown. That's when the third woman pulled out her gun.
That driver believed her life to be in danger and did discharge a weapon. She's a valid CPL holder. She had a weapon. That round struck the two people that approached her car.
A single shot, and both mother and daughter were hit. They will recover. Macomb County Prosecutor Pete Lucido says in most self-defense cases, the evidence is hearsay. A he said versus she said. In this case, there's concrete physical evidence.
There was an independent third-party bystander who got on the phone, called 911, was given a play-by-play facts situation of what was occurring as in the moment. There was also cameras that picked this up.
Prosecutor Lucido says the woman who pulled the trigger had abrasions from the assault, and the shoe that she says she was attacked with was found inside on the passenger side of her car.
This is an unfortunate situation all the way around that parties should never allow it to escalate to this, but it's going to happen. And when it does, somebody who's going to be the aggressor is always going to be at fault because they didn't have to get out of the car. They didn't have to run and, rush the doors to get them open and drag her out of the car.
The shooter has chosen not to press charges on the assault. Scott Walczak, Fox 2 News.
Yeah, man. So you see how they getting down out there in Detroit. The mother and the daughter couldn't keep their composure, right? After they got into the little scuffle, the little road rage, the little argument or whatever, the lady pulled over to the side, pulled in the parking lot, because see, she concealed carry, so she know, well, I gotta calm down, I got this pistol on me, boy, this shit ain't worth it. De-escalation, right? Gotta live a life of de-escalation. So by her pulling in the parking lot, she trying to avoid the whole situation. Here y'all go, driving behind her, hop out, running up on the bitch car, hitting her in the head with shoes. She popped off on y'all. Now, I done seen news stories where people that got shot at for turning around in the wrong driveway, let alone actually running up to somebody's car and trying to put hands on them, especially when you outnumbered. That's just like me, I carry. If I get into a fight with a man one-on-one, I ain't no justification to shoot him. Now, if I'm outnumbered 2-1, 3-1, it's gun smoke time, right? So people be wary of that, right? A lot of shit ain't worth it. Live a life of de-escalation. The good guy with a gun. Man, this your boy Smoke Tails, man. Until next time, you never catch me without mine.
Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine.
Our top story this morning, new overnight, a deadly shooting after a concealed carry license holder opens fire on someone opening fire on him.
These fuck niggas out here hate. Yeah, I heard it through the pipeline. Rumors about how they gon' rob me in the nighttime. For real, they just waiting for the right time. But guess what? You never catch me without mine. Without mine, 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 you never catch me without mine.
Yo, what's good, man? This your boy Smoke Tails. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you got it on you, because I got it on me. You know how we getting down on this end. Charlotte boy shoots hotel intruder while defending pregnant mother. Police say an 11-year-old boy shot a man to defend his pregnant mother against an attack from a hotel room intruder. According to the CMPD, the break-in and shooting happened late Wednesday, March 13th at 11 p.m. at the In-Town Suites just off I-75 in West Charlotte. Investigators said a man busted into a hotel room and started attacking a 27-year-old pregnant mom, leaving her with bruises and scratches. Police said the woman knew her attacker and it was a domestic violence situation. Detectives said the woman's 11-year-old son saw his mom getting attacked and the young boy rushed in and shot the intruder. The suspect and the pregnant woman were taken to the hospital. Police said the young boy is not facing any charges. Investigators have warrants out for the suspect, including assault by strangulation, assault on an unborn child, and false imprisonment. Now that's what I'm talking about. That young man did his thing. Somebody had their big boy drawers on.
We do want to update you on from overnight. A man is in the hospital after a shooting in Southwest Charlotte. It happened just after 11 last night at the In-Town Suites on Presley Road off I-77. Medic confirming the person shot has life-threatening injuries. We are reaching out to CMPD to learn more about what led up to that violence and whether they have anyone in custody. We will certainly keep you updated on air and online.
First at 4, a pregnant woman attacked at a West Charlotte hotel just feet away from her 11-year-old son. Queen City News anchor Robin Kennedy is live along Presley Road where the attack happened. And Robin, that 11-year-old took things into his own hands when that suspect broke in.
That's right, Annie. Investigators tell me that the man broke into a hotel room here and started attacking a pregnant mom when her young son stepped in and shot the intruder. This all happened late last night at the In-Town Suites here on Presley Road in West Charlotte. Now, investigators say a man busted into a hotel room and started attacking a 27-year-old pregnant mom, leaving her with bruises and scratches. Police say the woman knew her attacker and it was a domestic violence situation. Detectives say the woman's 11-year-old son saw his mom getting attacked, and the young boy rushed in and shot the intruder. The suspect and the pregnant woman were taken to the hospital. Police say the young boy is not facing any charges, but the suspect is. There's a long list of charges for him, including assault by strangulation, assault on an unborn child, and false imprisonment. We're live in West Charlotte. Robin Kennedy, Queen City News.
Yeah, man. So you see how they getting down out there in Charlotte. That young man had to do what he had to do to protect his mom. Every man know what that feeling is. Like, you know, you'll protect your mom with your life. That's just how that shit is. Unspoken rule, unwritten rule, that's how it's going down. But they said it was some domestic shit. Yeah, it had to be some domestic shit. You coming in here putting your hands on a pregnant female. Now you finna catch all type of charges. I say it all the time that I think every woman should carry a gun. Every female should carry a legal gun, because just for this type of shit right here, a man want to put his hands on you. Women are vulnerable out here in these streets, man. I'm still trying to get my lady to start carrying. I think it's important that she carry a gun. She should. Yeah, but let that be a lesson to all you dudes running up in hotel rooms. You might get your ass smoked. Man, this your boy Smoke Tails, man. Until next time, you never catch me without mine.
Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine.
Our top story this morning, new overnight, a deadly shooting after a concealed carry license holder opens fire on someone opening fire on him.
These folk niggas out here hate. Yeah, I heard it through the pipeline. Rumors about how they gon' rob me in the nighttime. For real, they just waiting for the right time. But guess what? You never catch me without mine. Without mine, 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 you never catch me without mine.
Yo, what's good, man? It's your boy Smoke Tails. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you got it on you, cause I got it on me. You know how we getting down on this end. Police looking for suspect in shooting that killed two, including a 3-year-old in Lakeland. A 3-year-old sitting in the back seat of his mother's car was among 2 people killed in the shooting Monday evening in Lakeland, according to the Lakeland Police Chief, Sammy Taylor. Speaking during the news conference Tuesday morning, Taylor said officers arrived within 2 minutes of being dispatched following the call of shots fired in the area of 1850 Cambridge Cove Circle. Law enforcement found 4 people inside a 2023 Toyota RAV4. In the passenger seat, 3-year-old Jaquez Norton was pronounced dead at the scene. Investigators determined the 3-month-old child was in the car seat. Another man was dropped off at the local hospital where he was pronounced dead. A team of detectives, crime scene analysts, and other experts investigated throughout the night into what led up to the shooting, according to Taylor. He said their focus is now trying to locate who was driving the white 2014 Dodge Challenger. Investigators said 4 people in the RAV4 were at the Cambridge Cove Apartments visiting a friend. While they were trying to leave the complex, Taylor said, the Challenger blocked them in head-on, preventing the car from being able to exit. Based on the interviews with the victims, detectives believe 22-year-old Kamarius Wilson got out the passenger side of the Challenger and approached the driver's side of the RAV4 with a handgun, while another unidentified man got out the driver's seat of the Challenger and approached the passenger side of the RAV4 with a rifle. The police chief also said that the man in the passenger seat began to return fire at the shooter using the handgun, striking Wilson. Police found 19 casings from a .223 caliber rifle and 9 casings from a 9mm handgun. The mother in the driver's seat was able to get out of the car, removed the 3-month-old from the back seat and run for safety, according to Taylor. Man, you gotta keep your head on a swivel out here these days. Keep that shit ready to go, cause ain't no telling what these cats on out here.
Who was driving this white Dodge Challenger? They say the driver was involved in a gun battle with someone in another car, which left a 3-year-old boy dead and an adult also killed. Fox 13's Kylie Jones is live outside the Lakeland Police Department with the latest on this investigation. Kylie, this is a big step. At least we've got the car, so what's next?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, the big thing that they have to do is find that suspect now. The police chief calls this a horrific scene. And he also says they believe the mother who was in that car being shot at yelled out that her kids were in the car moments before the gunshots. A triple shooting leaves an investigation spanning 3 different scenes.
We have the scene at Cambridge Cove, we have the scene on West 14th Street, and we have the scene at West Crawford Street. But
Lakeland police say it all started around 6:30 at an apartment complex on Cambridge Cove Circle. There, police found 4 people in a Toyota RAV4, a man, a woman, her 3-month-old daughter, and 3-year-old son. Her son, Jaquez Norton, was found shot and killed in the back seat. The man had non-life-threatening gunshot injuries. Police quickly learned another car was involved, this white Dodge Challenger.
While attempting to drive out of the complex, the white Challenger that I spoke of before approached head-on and blocked them from leaving.
Chief Sammy Taylor says that's when the 2 men got out of the Challenger, both armed, and walked to either side of the RAV4. First, words were exchanged.
When the gentleman approached the passenger side, he actually stuck his rifle in, and there was some sort of a struggle over the rifle. And we think that's probably where a round went off and hit him in the hip. And at some point, the guy was able to get the rifle back and ran around to the front of the RAV4 and started putting rounds through the front windshield.
Chief Taylor says the man in the RAV4 fired back.
You had an ongoing gun battle.
The passenger of the Challenger, Kamarius Wilson, was the 3rd person shot. Police say he and the driver got back in the Challenger and drove off. Police say they drove to a home on West 14th Street. Wilson was then taken by a different car to the hospital where he died. The Challenger was dumped on West Crawford Street.
With the tarp over it, that's the way the officer found it, sitting between the vehicles.
Now police are trying to track down the driver of this white Dodge Challenger and answer the question about what led up to this.
It wasn't just a random act. They were interested in that vehicle and the people inside of that vehicle.
Police say the mother said she knew Wilson, but not the driver of that Challenger. The chief says at this point, nobody else has been charged in this investigation. But again, police are still looking for the driver of that white Dodge Challenger. If you know anything, contact Lakeland Police or Heartland Crime Stoppers. There's a $5,000 reward on the table for any information leading to an arrest.
Yeah, that should definitely help. Sounds like they made good progress so far. Let's hope they find him. Kylie, thanks very much.
Yeah, man, so you see how they getting down out there in Lakeland, Florida. I'm from Florida, born and raised in the county of Dade. That shit that you was on, cuz, that shit couldn't have been worth all that. Crashing out, killing children, and going through all that. Glad the dude who was in the car with her had a pistol on him. He was able to return fire off one of y'all. Your boy Kamarius bit the dust. And when his homeboy get caught, he gonna get charged with his murder. Maybe as soon as the car blocked them in, they would have hit it in reverse, and then my man would have started busting at him. They probably would have made it out. But see, this is why it's good to have a plan with your significant other or your lady, if you got a lady, or your wife, or whatever the case may be. You ain't got to do too much, all this military door by door close quarter combat shit. All you have to do is just have a plan that you discussed and make sure everybody ready for when shit go down, right? If need be, it's good to have a plan. Rest in peace to little Jaquez, man. Prayers up to him and his family and all that. Man, this your boy Smoke Tails, man. Until next time, you never catch me without mine.
Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine.
Our top story this morning, new overnight, a deadly shooting after a concealed carry license holder opens fire on someone opening fire on him.
These fuck niggas out here hate. Yeah, I heard it through the pipeline. Rumors about how they gon' rob me in the nighttime. For real, they just waiting for the right time. But guess what? You never catch me without mine. Without mine. 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 You never catch me without mine.
Yo, what's good, man? This your boy Smoke Tails. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you got it on you because I got it on me. You know how we getting down on this end. Homeowner shoots, kills man who pulled gun during an argument at a southeast Oklahoma City home. An argument early Friday morning escalated into a shooting that left one man dead and police working to notify his family. Shortly after midnight, police responded to a shooting call on the southeast 27th Street near Byron Avenue. Officers learned that a man had been shot in the head, but the moments leading up to the shooting are still unknown. When officers arrived, they found one person that was suffering from a gunshot wound. Sergeant Gary Knight with the Oklahoma City Police Department said it appears that some sort of an altercation broke out inside of the residence. Police at the scene told KOCO5 that a married couple and a child were inside with the victim, but the relationship between them is still under investigation. Officers say the victim pulled out a gun, which is when the homeowner shot. Investigators have interviewed everybody who was involved, all of the parties, including the person who fired the shot and killed the person. The Oklahoma City Police Department says the district attorney will decide if the shooting was a case of self-defense and if charges will be filed. Police said no arrests have been made. Ain't nothing to talk to the district attorney about. That man pulled out a gun, pointed it at his wife, he pulled out his gun and gave him the business.
Breaking news from overnight. Oklahoma City police investigating a deadly shooting in southeast Oklahoma City. Jameson Kiefover is live at the Oklahoma City Police headquarters. Jameson, this scene has cleared, but police, have they made any arrests?
Well, Shelby, we know 2 people are in custody, but so far no arrests have been made. Those 2 people are familiar with the situation. They were at the scene, according to police. Now, as we saw the scene break down, we pulled up to the headquarters along with investigators in the crime scene unit also came back with their evidence. Now, so far, police tell us that at Southeast 27th and High, that's where this shooting happened. They say there were 2 men and a woman inside of a home. We could see investigators going inside and outside of that house, taking photos and gathering evidence. Now, they say that those 3 people were inside the home together, and early this morning, one of the men pulled a gun and pointed it at the woman. That's when the other man pulled out a gun himself and shot the first man who pulled a gun. Now, that's according to police, and they're still investigating exactly what all went down inside that home. But they say that an ambulance showed up to take that man to the hospital, and he later died from his injuries. Now, we know that the man who pulled the trigger and the woman, they are in custody with police answering questions, but they say so far they haven't made any arrests. Now, we don't know the name of any of these people involved, including the victim in this deadly shooting. We're likely able to get that information later on today after they make an arrest or any charges if they decide to do so. And we also don't know how all of these people are related, so that'll be interesting to find out from police as they discover more in this investigation. Reporting live for Good Day Oklahoma, I'm Jameson Kiefover.
Yeah, man, so you see how they getting down out there in Oklahoma. Obviously, they knew each other. He was in the house chilling with this man and his old lady. They was probably kicking it, chilling a little bit. Then this man just all of a sudden get into an argument, and now he want to pull a pistol. See, this is the thing about dudes out here. You got to keep your emotions in check, man. You can't be having ego battles when you carry a firearm. That shit is unnecessary. You got to de-escalate first, right? The firearm is not a sword, it's a shield. It's to protect you. It's not to be running around here starting dumb shit. That shit couldn't have been worth all that. Ain't nobody swung on you. Ain't nobody put hands on nobody. Wasn't no need for no gun to come out. But see, some people gotta learn how to control that. Just because you have a gun, some people can get power drunk with the gun. You gotta be disciplined. I'm well disciplined with my firearm. I don't pull it out unless it's absolute. But look like homeboy right here couldn't handle an argument. Just talking and fucked around and talked himself in the graveyard. Man, it's your boy Smoke Tails, man. Until next time, you never catch me without mine.
Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine.
Our top story this morning, new overnight, a deadly shooting after a concealed carry license holder opens fire on someone opening fire on him.
These fuck niggas out here hate. Yeah, I heard it through the pipeline. Rumors about how they gon' rob me in the nighttime. For real, they just waiting for the right time. But guess what? You never catch me without mine. Without mine, 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 you never catch me without mine.
Yo, what's good, man? It's your boy Smoke Tails. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you got it on you, because I got it on me. You know how we getting down on this end. Homeowner shoots, kills suspect doing home invasion. Authorities say a man was shot and killed when he tried to get inside a home near Muskegon. The Muskegon County Sheriff's Office said it happened at around 2 a.m. Monday at a house on Chatterson Road between Apple Avenue and Hall Road in Eagleston Township, east of Muskegon. Initial calls indicated a man who had appeared to be under the influence was banging on the window of an apartment attached to the house. He broke into the apartment and assaulted the tenant, according to Lieutenant Austin Admont with Muskegon County Sheriff's Office. The suspect left the apartment and then tried to get into an attached house when the homeowner shot him. He has died, the sheriff's office said. He was described by police as a 38-year-old white man, but his name was not released. News 8 spoke with a woman who lives at the house Monday afternoon. She said she was at home with her boyfriend and 2 kids when the commotion started. Although she didn't give many details on the incident, she confirmed that other than the suspect, no one at the house was harmed. The Castle Doctrine-Law states that a person can use deadly force if someone is in the process of breaking and entering of a dwelling or business premises, or committing a home invasion, has broken and entered into a dwelling or business or premises, or committed a home invasion and is still present in the dwelling of the business premises, or unlawfully attempting to remove another individual from the dwelling. You run up in somebody's house, people got the right to give it to you. Ain't nobody trying to be sleeping in a house with friends and family, or my wife, my kids, or whatever the case may be, and you coming in here, we don't know what you're trying to do.
At least 2 families are coping with the trauma of a deadly home invasion early this morning in Muskegon County.
Brittany Flowers spoke with a homeowner where it happened. And Brittany, what did she have to say?
Yeah, Sue and Brian, the woman I spoke with this afternoon was not able to speak on camera, but seemed to be in decent spirits after what happened at her home less than 12 hours prior.
An unsettling situation for the people living at this home on Chatterson Road in Eagleston Township, just east of Muskegon.
Deputies this morning responded to a unwanted person.
Lieutenant Austin Amont says just before 2 a.m., a man was reported banging on the window of an apartment attached to this house.
Subject, believed to be under the influence, entered a apartment and assaulted the tenant.
Eventually, the suspect, who police describe as a 38-year-old white man, left the apartment and tried to get into the attached home.
The homeowner shot and killed the subject.
We spoke off camera with the woman who lives here. She couldn't share many details about exactly what happened, but tells us she was home with her boyfriend and 2 children at the time. None of them were hurt. Under Michigan's Castle Doctrine law, a person has the right to use deadly force during a break-in. We spoke on the phone with Muskegon County Chief Assistant Prosecutor Tim Mott about whether that law will apply here. He says it's too soon to tell, but that his office will support the Sheriff's Department in the investigation, and once it's complete, will make a determination on whether or not charges should be issued.
As we continue our investigation, timeline-wise, sometimes it's a matter of just getting those interviews done and getting the information typed out and sent up to the prosecutor.
As for the law,
people are going to protect their property and themselves, and we would appreciate, trying to best you can, stay in your house if you can, and call us. We'll respond.
Police are not identifying the suspect at this time. It could take a few days or up to a week for the sheriff's office to turn the investigation over to the prosecutor's office. In studio, Brittany Flowers, News 8.
Yeah, man, so you see how they getting down out there in Muskegon, which is in Michigan. Home invasions, boy, them shit's happening too often out here in these streets. If you ain't got no home defense weapon, I suggest that you get one. You have the right to protect your family, right? No one else has the right to be entering your house unannounced. Crime is getting out of control these days, boy. I don't know what's going on in 2024. So I suggest people, you arm yourself. Home defense weapon, or have a home defense weapon at the least. You got to be able to protect your family, your wife and kids, and all that type of shit right there. You know, you have to ask yourself that question. What would you do if this was you? If you was in this position, would you be able to defend yourself? Would you be able to defend your family? If I ask myself that question, I know what's going down. Your ass gonna get clapped just like homeboy ass just did. Man, this your boy Smoke Tails, man. Until next time, you never catch me without mine.
Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine.
Our top story this morning, new overnight, a deadly shooting after a concealed carry license holder opens fire on someone opening fire on him.
These fuck niggas out here hate. Yeah, I heard it through the pipeline. Rumors about how they gon' rob me in the nighttime. For real, they just waiting for the right time. But guess what? You never catch me without mine. Without mine, 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 you never catch me without mine.
Yo, what's good, man? It's your boy Smoke Tails. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you got it on you, because I got it on me. You know how we getting down on this end. Texas woman fatally shoots alleged kidnapper. A Texas woman told deputies she fatally shot her alleged kidnapper, according to police. The Gillespie County Sheriff's Office said it responded to a 911 call Friday afternoon from a woman who said she had been drugged and kidnapped and had shot someone. She was identified as a 45-year-old woman from Montgomery, Texas. Her whereabouts were briefly unknown until it was determined to be near Winery in the 108 block of East US Highway 290. The sheriff's office said in a news release. The woman was able to describe a vehicle in which she was associated and a weapon that was used. A deputy who arrived on the scene just miles northeast of Austin found the vehicle on the outside lane in the westbound traffic. A man in the front seat area was confirmed dead by emergency services personnel, the sheriff's office said. The man was identified as a 49-year-old who lived in the Houston area. The two had recently met and were familiar with one another and were on a planned weekend trip together when this occurred, the sheriff's office said in an update on Monday. The woman who was nearby the scene was taken to the local hospital. The incident is under investigation. I don't know, it's looking shady over there. Y'all ladies gotta be careful about what type of dudes y'all riding in cars with.
Well, a woman shot and killed a man who she says drugged and kidnapped her just outside of a winery in Fredericksburg over the weekend.
Now, this was near the Slate Theory and Signor Vineyard wineries in the southeastern part of the city. As our J.Lo Washington reports, the Gillespie County Sheriff's Office now says the two had just recently met.
Well, the Gillespie County Sheriff tells us that the woman had taken a road trip for a weekend getaway here in Fredericksburg with a man who she really didn't know that well. And while investigators are still trying to uncover what exactly happened, they do know she wound up here on the side of 290 near the Signor Winery with the man she says she shot dead on the driver's side.
I have a female on the line. She's quite hysterical.
A dispatcher seemingly stunned after this 911 call.
She's advising that she just shot somebody. She's been drugged and she's been kidnapped.
The wine country of Central Texas. Also, now a place where the Gillespie County Sheriff's Office says 45-year-old Amy Lejeune had to fight for her life.
She's advising that the gun she used is going to be a Glock 43.
A manager at Signer Vineyards told me the woman ran up to their driveway begging for help Friday afternoon.
She is screaming in the background. She said she shot him all over.
We don't really know, other than what she's explaining to us, what may have occurred in their travels.
Gillespie County Sheriff Buddy Mills said Lejeune told deputies 49-year-old Lance Reed is from the Houston area, as she is. And after going to the hospital and admitting to deputies she shot and killed Reed,
She was released and was able to go back home.
investigators have not filed charges against Lejeune for the shooting death. But hearing about all of this leaves those in the small, quaint town of Fredericksburg in disbelief.
It seems like that's never happened around here.
This is an isolated deal. Gillespie County is a very, very safe community.
Jayla Washington, KXAN News.
The Gillespie County Sheriff says they have 2 investigators dedicated to uncovering what happened and if any charges should be filed.
And going in depth on this, under Texas Penal Code, there are laws protecting those who use deadly force to save their own lives. According to Texas law, deadly force is justified if used as a means to save yourself from being sexually assaulted, murdered, or kidnapped. The law describes kidnapping as someone forcibly removing or attempting to remove you from your home, vehicle, or place of employment.
Yeah, man, so you see how they getting down out there in Gillespie County. You already know how Texas do it. Constitutional carry, all that good shit right there. They say she was riding on a planned weekend trip, so obviously she knew she was finna go on a getaway with homeboy. I don't know what ended up happening. He ended up drugging her, doping her, putting some shit in the water. I don't know. You ladies gotta be careful who you ride around with, what type of man you in the company of. You know, women are vulnerable, more so than men. You know, a man can fight another man, a woman can't fight a man. So she need to carry a pistol, like I advise, to make that shit equal. The gun is the great equalizer. With a pistol, it's a fair fight. She can protect herself. Now, I don't know what happened. I don't know this man. I don't know this woman. I know she say she was drugged and kidnapped and opened fire on his ass with a Glock 43X, which is all right with me. Looking like it's justified from my end. I think all women should carry a gun. I stand by that. 10 toes down on that right there. So take precautions to protect yourself. Look like your boy tried to drug her, but he ended up getting his ass smoked like dope. Man, this your boy Smoke Tails, man. Until next time, you never catch me without mine.
Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine.
Our top story this morning, new overnight, a deadly shooting after a concealed carry license holder opens fire on someone opening fire on him.
These fuck niggas out here hate. Yeah, I heard it through the pipeline. Rumors about how they gon' rob me in the nighttime. For real, they just waiting for the right time. But guess what? You never catch me without mine. Without mine, 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 you never catch me without mine.
Yo, what's good, man? This your boy Smoke Tails. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you got it on you, cause I got it on me. You know how we getting down on this end. A Brooklyn subway rider was disarmed before being shot by his own gun. A 36-year-old man is in critical condition after an altercation turned violent on a Brooklyn subway car as he became a victim of his own gun. The violence transpired after a 32-year-old man who just entered a northbound train in Brooklyn was quickly approached by a 36-year-old man who was already on the train. Witnesses described the 36-year-old as an aggressive and provocative towards the new passenger. New York Police Department Chief of Transit Michael Kemper said words quickly devolved into violence. Eventually, the older man's gun was taken by the younger man, resulting in the 32-year-old shooting at the 36-year-old multiple times, striking him, including in the head, police said. The 36-year-old was shot twice in the right side of his face and once in the neck and once in the chest. Police stationed at the platform heard gunshots and responded. Other passengers in the car went unharmed. You know, I remember when I first went to New York, I've been there one time, I had always wanted to go. I I had loved that city. That's before I started carrying concealed. And I love that city, man. I was like, I like this city. But they done turned New York into a shithole. All these immigrants, all this crime, and they don't want to let you get a gun license. Shitting me.
We have some new developments now in the shocking subway shooting in downtown Brooklyn. The man who shot another man after taking his gun will not be facing charges in this case. News 4's Andrew Siff, live in downtown Brooklyn. Andrew.
A lot to sort out here, Natalie, and it's hard to believe it's just 24 hours since this incident unfolded behind me at a very busy Brooklyn subway station right in the middle of rush hour. City and transit officials today trying to reassure riders that the subways are safe. Surveillance video shows the man entering through an exit gate, suspected of bringing a gun and a knife into the subway. Minutes later, police say the armed 36-year-old man is menacing an unarmed 32-year-old passenger who had been minding his own business. But when the aggressor approached, the younger man wrestles the gun away and fires 4 times, hitting the older man in the head.
Ultimately, he's disarmed and shot with his own gun.
The man who fired, seen here on the stairs and moments later taken into custody. The Brooklyn DA said he was only protecting himself and other passengers. At this stage, evidence of self-defense precludes us from filing any criminal charges against the shooter.
It was wild, like seeing the video. It was terrifying.
Riders today returning to their commute at the busy Hoyt-Skimmerhorn station. Some saying the incident highlights the need for the bag checks that resumed last week, enhanced by the National Guard.
You can't check everybody's bag, but you might get lucky and catch, the right one.
Adding to the urgency today, police looking for a woman who may have stabbed the alleged instigator as part of the melee.
We weren't able to prevent the act, but the officers were there immediately and made the apprehension.
All of it unfolding 1 week after a surge of police as the city tries to tamp down national headlines about incidents in the transit system and project an image of safety.
Subway crime is 2% of crime in New York, and yet because everybody uses the subway, it has a disproportionate impact on people's sense of safety. The feeling of, I could have been there, is what everybody is feeling today.
And Governor Hochul, who has ultimate authority over the MTA, convened a special meeting of a subway security task force at her Manhattan office today. She confirmed a $20 million allocation for special scout teams. Their job is to go up to the mentally ill in subways and try to get them help. We're live in Brooklyn. Andrew Siff, News 4 New York.
Yeah, man. So you see how they getting down out there in New York and Brooklyn. The subway, wild as hell. When I went there, it was nice, though. I got on there. It was summertime. I got on there. It was all good. I was thinking about moving to that city. That's before I started carrying the weapon. Now that I carry, nah, I can't do it. And then they never want to give you a gun license in New York. But it's always dangerous over there, right? Like they acting like because they don't issue people concealed permits, carry permits, that it makes shit safer. It actually makes shit more dangerous. Pulled out a gun, got his gun took from him, and got the shit shot out of him. And now he in critical condition. This dumbass dude around here pulling out guns on bitches on the subway train and almost rode that bitch straight to hell. Man, this your boy Smoke Tails, man. Until next time, you never catch me without mine.
Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine.
Our top story this morning, new overnight, a deadly shooting after a concealed carry license holder opens fire on someone opening fire on him.
These fuck niggas out here hate. Yeah, I heard it through the pipeline. Rumors about how they gon' rob me in the nighttime. For real, they just waiting for the right time. But guess what? You never catch me without mine. Without mine, 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 you never catch me without mine.
Yo, what's good, man? This your boy Smoke Tails. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you got it on you, cause I got it on me. You know how we getting down on this end. Self-defense used in shooting death of John Bartram, owner of Jericho Home Improvements. No charges will be filed against the man who shot and killed John Bartram, the owner of Jericho Home Improvements. Jackson County Prosecuting Attorney Jean Peters Baker said Friday. Peters Baker said that after reviewing the case, her office found that the unidentified man who killed Bartram was acting in self-defense. The killing happened just before midnight on January 7th at Northeast 63rd Street and Prospect Avenue. Officers responded to the scene and found Bartram dead in the parking lot of a business in the area. Investigators found the man who shot Bartram. After the pair were involved in a struggle, Bartram allegedly tried to pull the man from his vehicle. The relationship between the two wasn't immediately clear, and there isn't any clarification on what led up to the violence. Evidence showed that the man who shot Bartram fired a handgun after Bartram struggled with the man and Bartram tried to pull the man from his vehicle. Jackson County prosecutors came to this legal conclusion. A release from the Jackson County Prosecutor's Attorney Office said, Bartram owned Jericho Home Improvements, which is located in Kansas City. I don't know what was going on with Bartram. He owned a company, he paid, he at the gas station arguing with dudes. That shit there can get you clapped.
And that's where we begin tonight. Good evening, everyone. I am Bria Berry. The Jackson County prosecutor says there will be no charges in the shooting death of John Bartram. He's the founder of Jericho Home Improvements. KMBC 9's Peyton Hadley is live outside the courthouse downtown after talking with his sister. Peyton.
And she says they're disappointed in how the case has been handled. She said she wants to see the evidence so they can have clarity and closure.
If you're ready to remodel your kitchen or bathroom, now is the time to call Jericho.
To Kansas City, John Bartram was the man behind Jericho Home Improvements.
Have you ever heard of those remodeling horror stories?
To his family, he was a hard-working big brother.
He's just always the guy we looked up to.
Now, his sister Nora Schwartz says they're left trying to figure out why he died.
He's a family guy. He loved his children to death, and he would just be devastated that he is not going to be there to walk his sweet girls down the aisle and to take care of his son.
Bartram was shot and killed at a BP gas station on 63rd and Prospect in January. Friday, Jackson County Prosecutor Jean Peters Baker announced there will be no charges in his death, citing a case of self-defense. Her office says evidence shows Bartram struggled with the man who shot him and tried to pull him from his car.
A lot of us just simply don't have answers because we don't know the depth of it.
Criminal defense attorney Gregory Watt has no connection to the case, but says everyone has a right to protect themselves. It's a question of whether or not it's justified.
What were those circumstances that placed that man who used lethal force against this other individual?
Schwartz says what little they know about the case is out of character for their big brother.
We want to see the video. We want to see some actual evidence of what happened. John was not an aggressive person. He was the complete opposite. He had so much more to give to this world that we'll never see.
As for why he was at that gas station at 63rd and Prospect just after midnight, his sister says his car had about 38 miles till empty and that it wasn't unusual for him to be out late. She said he had always been a night owl. Live in Kansas City, Peyton Hadley, KMBC 9 News.
All right, Peyton, thank you. We reached out to the prosecutor's office looking for a response to that statement from the family, and we are waiting to hear back.
Yeah, man, so you see how they getting down out there in Kansas City. Bartram ran up on the man, tried to pull the man out of his car. The man pulled the pistol and shot him. You can't go around here just putting your hands on people, man. Everybody ain't having that shit you putting your hands all on. Everybody has the right to protect themselves. Sometimes you got to control your temper because you never know who you run up on, especially at the gas station. I hate the gas station. I'm in and out whenever I'm there. A lot of fuck shit happen there. No ego battles, man. Sometimes you gotta learn how to control your temper. Don't put yourself in these type of situations, right? They say don't go stupid places at stupid times with stupid people. Bartram tried to snatch that man up out his vehicle, man. Somebody should have told him shit real in the field. Man, this your boy Smoke Tails, man. Until next time, you never catch me without mine.
Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine.
Our top story this morning, new overnight, a deadly shooting after a concealed carry license holder opens fire on someone opening fire on him.
These fuck niggas out here hate. Yeah, I heard it through the pipeline. Rumors about how they gon' rob me in the nighttime. For real, they just waiting for the right time. But guess what? You never catch me without mine. Without mine. 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 You never catch me without mine.
Yo, what's good, man? This your boy Smoke Tails. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you got it on you because I got it on me. You know how we getting down on this end. Delivery driver and attempted robber dead after Pleasant Hill shootout. 2 men, one a suspected robber, police said, and the other a victim who was doing delivery work for a company that supported the legal cannabis industry, died of gunshot wounds Tuesday. Authorities identified the two as 63-year-old Peter Popovich of Pleasant Hill and 20-year-old Trayvon Davis of San Pablo. They said Davis and at least one other person targeted Popovich in an attempted robbery. The second suspect in the robbery remained on the loose Wednesday. Police did not release a description of that person. Authorities said the shooting was reported just before noon Tuesday at the Town Bridge Circle near Longbrook Way, which is a few blocks from the intersection of Contra Coastal Boulevard and Elwynwood Drive. Officers arrived to find 2 men suffering from multiple gunshot wounds. Both men were treated at the scene but later died at the hospital. Popovich died hours before Davis. The 2 men did not know each other, Pleasant Hill police said in a statement released Wednesday afternoon. According to the authorities, Popovich worked for a company that sells packages of materials for the legal sale of cannabis. He had been delivering those materials to the Bay Area cannabis distributors early in the day. Davis and at least one other person targeted Popovich as he stood near his van on Twin Bridge Circle. Popovich and the 2 other suspects were all armed, police said, leading to an exchange of gunfire. Popovich had a permit to carry a concealed weapon issued by the Contra Coastal County Sheriff's Office, police said. The second suspect fled the scene in a speeding car, according to a witness who spoke to the police. Man, rest in peace to Popovich, man. California, a straight shithole.
New details tonight about that deadly shooting at a Contra Costa County apartment complex. Pleasant Hill police now tell us they're investigating it as an attempted robbery turned homicide. That shooting left both the victim and one of the suspects dead. NBC Bay Area's Pete Serrato spoke to the victim's neighbor who was home yesterday when those shots rang out.
I'm shaken to the core. I've never seen a murder. I didn't think I ever wanted to see one in my life or experience one.
Susan Gisser lives at the Wood Creek Apartments in Pleasant Hill. She's been a resident for decades, but yesterday's homicide scene at the complex was a first. And when she walked outside, she was stunned to see that it involved her beloved next-door neighbor.
Kindest man. Kindest man. He would do anything for anyone.
Pleasant Hill police identifying her neighbor as 63-year-old Peter Popovich. Police say he was the target of a robbery. Popovich delivers packaging materials to local cannabis dispensaries. And police say 2 suspects tried to rob him at the complex while he was standing near his delivery van. It led to both parties firing shots.
So Mr. Popovich we determined today that Mr. Popovich did have a concealed weapons permit that was issued by the Contra Costa County, and he most likely shot back.
Popovich died at the scene. One of the suspects was also shot and taken to a hospital where he died this morning. The second suspect fled the scene and has not been identified.
But yes, there is someone armed out there that is involved in this bad crime that we need to apprehend.
The incident is adding to growing concerns by neighbors when it comes to crime in the area.
Garages being broken into, cars being broken into and vandalized on the street here.
For Susan, she's saddened to lose a close friend and hopes justice is served.
How fragile is life? It's horrible, horrible. It should have never occurred.
In Pleasant Hill, Pete Serrato, NBC Bay Area News.
Yeah, man, so you see how they getting down out there in Pleasantville, California. Rest in peace to Popovich, man. California is a piece of shit, man. Shithole. The crime is bad. They don't want to give you a weapon to carry concealed. Lucky he had a weapon to carry concealed, and see, he needed it. Right? They'll tell you, you don't need a concealed weapon. You don't need a concealed weapon for self-defense out there in California. The crime through the roof. One of them Democrat shitholes ran into the ground, running up in stoves, smashing and grabbing. They followed the man, seen him delivering, and followed him. If you had all that time to sit there and follow that man, then you should have been following your ass to a job interview. But man, Popovich went out like a soldier, man. This goes to show you right here, you got to keep it on you at all times. And the other dude, whoever was with him, when he get caught, he gonna get charged for Davis murder and Popovich murder. So yeah, people, you got to keep your head on the swivel out here. Because if one of y'all run up on me, I'm going down gunning like Popovich. Man, this your boy Smoke Tails, man. Until next time, you never catch me without mine.
Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine.
Our top story this morning, new overnight, a deadly shooting after a concealed carry license holder opens fire on someone opening fire on him.
These fuck niggas out here hate. Yeah, I heard it through the pipeline. Rumors about how they gon' rob me in the nighttime. For real, they just waiting for the right time. But guess what? You never catch me without mine. Without mine, 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 you never catch me without mine.
Yo, what's good, man? This your boy Smoke Tails. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you got it on you because I got it on me. You know how we getting down on this end. More details released in Upshur County shooting that left 2 men injured. A man is accused of trying to kick down the door of another man's home in Upshur County, leading to an exchange of gunfire between the two, deputies said. Austin Wayne Arbogast, 24, of Buchanan, is charged with attempted murder, malicious wounding, presentation of a firearm during the commission of a felony, and attempted burglary, according to the news release from the Upshur County Sheriff's Office. Arbogast is accused of going to the home of Joseph Bosley in the 200 block of Bailey Ridge Road on Wednesday in an attempt to forcibly take his 5-month-old biological son, who was in the home, deputies said. In the process, witnesses said that Arbogast stated he would kill the entire family, according to the news release. When he began to kick down the front door, deputies said Bosley fired a handgun from inside the residence, striking Arbogast. Bosley then stepped out on the front porch and Arbogast fired a shot from his gun, striking Bosley in the lower abdomen. Investigators said the bullet went through Bosley and into the home, endangering those inside. Deputies said Bosley then fired more shots at Arbogast, striking him multiple times. Arbogast eventually retreated and laid by the front porch, allegedly telling Bosley that when he recovered, he would kill him, the news release said. Arbogast remains hospitalized in critical condition. No more information was provided on Bosley's condition. I don't know what this man Arbogast on, but lucky home team had that pistol on him and was able to return fire.
And staying in Upshur County, where law enforcement responded to another shooting last night, this one near Buchanan. According to the Upshur County Sheriff's Department, it happened just before 8 o'clock on Bailey Ridge Road, just outside of the city. When deputies arrived on scene, they say that they found 2 people with gunshot wounds. Their conditions not known today, and as of this hour, no arrests have been made. Stay with 12 News for any new developments. We begin with the latest on a story that we brought you yesterday, as more details have now been released concerning a shooting that took place in Upshur County. It was on Wednesday. The Upshur County Sheriff's Department responded to a shots fired complaint on Bailey Ridge Road near Buchanan that led to 2 people suffering gunshot wounds. During their investigation, deputies say that they learned that 24-year-old Austin Arbogast went to a home in that area, tried to forcibly take a 5-month-old child. After deputies say that Arbogast made threats to kill the people inside that home, someone inside shot and hit Arbogast before Arbogast returned fire. Arbogast now currently in the hospital and in critical condition, according to the Sheriff's Department.
One man is in critical condition and facing criminal charges after another shooting in Upshur County on Wednesday night. According to the Sheriff's Office, 24-year-old Austin Arbogast went to a home on Bailey Ridge Road in Buchanan to forcibly take a 5-month-old child. Arbogast reportedly threatened to be going to the residence to cause bodily harm to the victim's family and kill them. Deputies said a shoe print on the outside of the front door, which matched Arbogast's shoes, showed he attempted to kick it in. The victim, fearing for the safety of his family, fired a 9mm handgun from inside the house, which struck Arbogast. He is in critical condition, and the incident is still under investigation, according to the Upshur County Sheriff's Office.
Yeah, man, so you see how they getting down in Upshur County. Boy, I'm a strong believer in the home defense weapon. I remember I seen one story of an old man out in the rural area shot some home invaders with a muzzle loader. Put one of them in critical condition too. A gun is better than no gun. I don't know what this man Austin was on, coming to this man's house trying to take his 5-month-old baby. That's some way in the middle of nowhere type of shit right there. I don't know what that man had going on or what his mental state was, calling people, telling them in advance that you finna come to their house and do something to them. You tell that to the wrong person and you gonna get just what this man gave. And trying to kick down the front door. He should have been shot your ass soon as you walked up talking crazy. You gotta keep it on you, people. You gotta keep the strap at all times. I'm telling you, this type of shit right here goes on more than the news would like you to know. That man Bosley handled his business. This man Austin coming to his crib trying to take his 5-month-old son and took his ass to the hospital instead. Man, this your boy Smoke Tails, man. Until next time, you never catch me without mine.
Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine.
Our top story this morning, new overnight, a deadly shooting after a concealed carry license holder opens fire on someone opening fire on him.
These fuck niggas out here hate. Yeah, I heard it through the pipeline. Rumors about how they gon' rob me in the nighttime. For real, they just waiting for the right time. But guess what? You never catch me without mine. Without mine, 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 you never catch me without mine.
Yo, what's good, man? This your boy Smoke Tails. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you got it on you because I got it on me. You know how we getting down on this end. Domestic dispute led to fatal North Charleston shooting Monday night. North Charleston police released new information regarding a deadly Monday night shooting on Ginger Lane. Officers with the North Charleston Police Department arrived at the scene just after 9 p.m. and found the male victim suffering from a gunshot wound in the doorway. The suspect informed officers that the victim was her husband, according to the incident report. The situation stemmed from a Monday morning argument over money issues, the suspect told police. The victim called the suspect multiple times while he was away at work, and the suspect did not answer, which the suspect believes caused the victim to become upset, the incident report stated. The victim returned home from work and informed his wife he needed a tool for work. He found the tool and then went and sat in his truck for some time. While the victim was sitting in the truck, the wife hid all the knives and the weapons in the home out of fear based on previous domestic incidents, she told police. Which the victim came back into the home and immediately went where he used to keep his gun, the suspect explained. When the victim could not find his handgun, he began shouting, "Give me my gun," and slammed his hand on the table, which led to another argument, the incident report states. The suspect then threw the victim's firearm outside to make the victim leave. The suspect said the victim began shouting at her, "You won't be happy till I kill myself. As a matter of fact, I'll kill you, then myself," the suspect told police. The victim began kicking the door, so the suspect said she fired a single warning shot toward the victim as he was breaking down the doors. The banging on the door stopped after the shot was fired, so the suspect went outside to see if the victim had left, and that's when she discovered the victim suffering from a gunshot wound to the forehead. Then she called the police. The suspect stated that she didn't intend to kill the victim. She just intended to scare him off. She said she was trying to scare him off. Yeah, she scared his ass to death.
We're continuing to follow breaking news from last night as the North Charleston Police Department is investigating a fatal shooting that happened just before 9 p.m.
We have received new information on a shooting that happened last night that left one person dead. Now, this all stems from an incident that happened around 9 p.m. This is in North Charleston, and it happened near Ginger Lane and Smoke Tree Court. Officers with the North Charleston Police Department now have a woman in custody for questioning. Reports show the victim was arguing with the woman yesterday morning, and into the evening, the woman says she fired a gun trying to send a warning shot to get the victim to leave, but then realized that the victim had been shot. Reports show she did call 911. The victim died at the hospital. That person's name has not been released at this time. So far, no arrests have been made. The North Charleston Police Department is investigating a deadly shooting that happened last night. Police say they were called out to a home on Ginger Lane yesterday around 9 o'clock. Police found a man lying in a doorway at the side of the house with a gunshot wound. EMS took him to the hospital where he was later pronounced dead. According to an incident report, the victim's wife says the two of them had gotten into a fight earlier in the day. When the victim returned to the home later, the wife said he went into a nightstand looking for his gun, which she had already hidden. The wife said after he tried to kick in the side of the house, the door at the side of the house, she ended up firing a shot toward that door as a way to scare him off. She then called police as she realized the bullet had hit him. The North Charleston Police Department says no charges have been filed at this time, but the investigation is ongoing.
Midday, officials are releasing the name of the victim who died in a shooting on Monday night. We first told you about this story earlier this week. According to the North Charleston Police Department, one person was killed in a shooting on the 7800 block of Ginger Lane. Later, investigators learned the shooting was a result of a domestic dispute between the victim and his wife. And today, the Charleston County coroner tells us 38-year-old Everett Gray died as a result of this shooting.
Yeah, man, so you see how they getting down out there in South Carolina. Yeah, you already know how I get down. I stand by females carrying they conceal. Both of them must have had a gun if there was weapons in the house, but she must have had one too, so she threw your gun outside to get you to leave because you was asking for your gun. You come back banging on the door trying to kick in the door. You should have knew how the shit was going down. Both of y'all carry concealed, don't you? You should know your lady carry a gun. You carry a gun. When you start carrying, man, all that other shit, you can't be on certain shit. You can't be on this, oh, I killed myself. That shit is to be considered as a real threat then, because you have the means to carry that shit out. Whether you talk about killing me and then killing yourself, ain't nobody be on that shit neither. If you want to go all out by yourself. Ain't no need to take nobody else with you. Man, it's a million females out here, man. It's like 9 billion people on the planet, cuz. Move on. Shit ain't worth all that. Definitely not worth a bullet in your goddamn forehead. Y'all gotta slow down with putting y'all hands on these females out here, man. But if you put your hands on me, your ass gonna be laying next to Everett Gray on Smoke Tree Court. Man, this your boy Smoke Tails, man. Until next time, you never catch me without mine.
Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine.
Our top story this morning, new overnight, a deadly shooting after a concealed carry license holder opens fire on someone opening fire on him.
These fuck niggas out here hate. Yeah, I heard it through the pipeline. Rumors about how they gon' rob me in the nighttime. For real, they just waiting for the right time. But guess what? You never catch me without mine. Without mine, 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 you never catch me without mine.
Yo, what's good, man? It's your boy Smoke Tails. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you got it on you, because I got it on me. You know how we getting down on this end. West Virginia man shot by his 15-year-old son after firing a weapon at his wife. A 15-year-old boy had shot and killed his father in self-defense after the man fired at the teen's mother and then pointed the gun at him, authorities said Thursday. The incident unfolded Wednesday night in northeast West Virginia. State police received reports of a domestic altercation with shots fired at a home in Upshur County after 7 p.m. When responding officers arrived at the scene, they learned that Maxwell Laham had shot at his wife with a 12-gauge shotgun. Laham's wife and juvenile daughter managed to flee from the home, but the teenage boy who stayed in the house grabbed another gun and later shot his father in self-defense, police said. The 15-year-old son obtained the 20-gauge shotgun and went upstairs in the residence, the police statement read. Maxwell Laham then went upstairs and pointed the firearm at his 15-year-old son, who in turn shot Mr. Laham one time in the chest, killing him. No other injuries were reported, authorities said. Woo-wee! Sent his ass to Funky Town.
Our top story this afternoon, one person is dead after state police say that he was shot by a teenager in Upshur County. Happened just after 7 o'clock at a home on Guy Hardman Road in Rock Cave. State police say that they were called to a domestic dispute between Maxwell Lanham and a woman, during which time Lanham shot at her. And troopers go on to say that the woman was able to leave the house with a young child, but a teenager stayed at the home. That's when state police say that the teen shot and killed Lanham with a shotgun. No word at this hour on if the teen will be charged.
Now, our top story this evening, a man was shot and killed by his son after a domestic incident with his wife yesterday. Police responded to a domestic altercation in Rock Cave, West Virginia at approximately 7:15 p.m. on Wednesday, March 20th.
After arriving on scene, officers learned that Maxwell Laham had been in a physical domestic fight with his wife. During this altercation, Laham fired a 12-gauge shotgun at her. His wife was able to flee from the home. However, Laham's teenage son was still in the residence. According to officials, the teenager obtained a 20-gauge shotgun and went upstairs. Laham also went upstairs and pointed his firearm at his son. The teenager shot Laham in the chest, killing him. No other injuries were reported. No additional information is available at this time.
Yeah, man, so you see how they getting down out there in West Virginia. Rumble, young man, rumble. That young man had his big boy pants on, had to do work. It's sad that it had to be his own daddy. But first you putting your hands on your woman, then you shoot at her, and then point the gun at your son too. My daddy used to tell me, if I got a beater, I don't need him. Words to live by. I don't put my hands on no woman, and I don't go through all that domestic shit. And on top of that, goddamn, my man, you gonna shoot at her and then shoot at your son too? I mean, aim the gun at your son too? It's sad that that young man had to do that. I'm quite sure that will affect him for the rest of his life. At least his mama will be alive to comfort. Let that be a lesson to you dudes out here. Don't go around here putting your hands on nobody, because if you put your hands on my woman, you gonna be laying your ass right next to Mr. Laham. Man, this your boy Smoke Tails, man. Until next time, you never catch me without mine.
Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine.
Our top story this morning, new overnight, a deadly shooting after a concealed carry license holder opens fire on someone opening fire on him.
These fuck niggas out here hate. Yeah, I heard it through the pipeline. Rumors about how they gon' rob me in the nighttime. For real, they just waiting for the right time. But guess what? You never catch me without mine. Without mine, 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 you never catch me without mine.
Yo, what's good, man? This your boy Smoke Tails. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you got it on you, because I got it on me. You know how we getting down on this end. Police name woman as primary aggressor in Douglas triple shooting. Starting to sort some of the details of a bizarre triple shooting where people started shooting at each other in Douglas. Witnesses and family members have spoken out about the incident. Douglas police say Carrie Ann Johnson, 35 years old, was an instigator and the primary aggressor in the chain reaction exchange of gunfire between two people when police say small kids were present. She pulled up and was like, "Where's her money?" Well, where was her $300 to be exact? And then she shot Nard, and then she shot Jackie, and then Nard shot her, a family member and witness said. Some wondered why she wasn't in custody in the hospital. If it had been me, him, her, they probably would have taken you to jail first and then sent you to the hospital. And then when you got there, you would have been handcuffed to the bed and the guard would have been at your door, a anonymous family friend said. Douglas police chief said she was transported to another facility because she was listed in critical but stable condition. Then we went and located her and arrested her. After all, the witnesses are most upset that kids was present at the shooting. Johnson faces a slew of charges, including 2 counts of aggravated assault, possession of a firearm during the commission of a crime, and 4 counts of cruelty to a child. She was booked into the Coffee County Jail around 9 p.m. Thursday night. She remains there, and she should remain there. She come around there jumping out like she on it.
Well, we are starting to sort out some of the details in a bizarre triple shooting where people started shooting at each other in Douglas.
Now, witnesses and family members told WALB News 10's Ashanti Isaac about their versions of what happened.
Douglas police say this woman, 35-year-old Carrie Ann Johnson, was an instigator in a chain reaction exchange of gunfire between 2 people when police say small kids were present.
She pulled up and was like, "Where's her money?" Well, what her $300 at, to be exact. And then she shot Nard, and then she shot Jackie, and then Nard shot her.
That's one account from a witness who says she was there at the time of the shooting. Some wonder why she wasn't in custody in the hospital.
It'd have been me, him, her, but they might not. They probably took you to jail first, and then sent you to the hospital. And then when you got there, you'd have been handcuffed to the bed, and the guard been at the door.
So I asked the chief of police, is there protocol as to why that happened and why, like, there wasn't security or police officers waiting for her?
She was transported to another facility because she was listed in critical but stable condition. And then somehow she made it back to Coffee Regional Medical Center, and while she was there, she signed herself out. And then once we were notified that it already happened, then that's when we moved forward and located her and arrested her. Yeah, but we didn't know that until after the fact.
After it all, witnesses were most upset that the kids were present.
Could have been way worse than what it was. A bullet don't got no name. Anybody could have been hurt, especially those kids, and that was what made me mad, because, like, you didn't take into consideration their lives.
Basketball go on the trampoline side of the road. That's what kids do. And you pull up on come on, bro.
Johnson faces a slew of charges, including 4 counts of cruelty to children. In Douglas, Ashanti Isaac, WALB, your hometown news source.
Yeah, man, so you see how they getting down out there in Georgia. Douglas County, little mama ran up and started busting that homeboy now. And then my man in the barbershop said if it was him, the other dude or the other girl, they would have probably took them to jail first. No shit. You know how I get down. When you black, they would have took you straight and you would have been cuffed up. One of them, you wasn't just going to be able to sign yourself out. You can believe that. But they let her get the drop on them, come around there and shoot 2 of them before homeboy got off and hit her and shot her. But at least he did that. At least he had the strap on him. Next time, got to be more aware, you know. Attention gives you time, time gives you options. Now they say she's been charged with a slew. You know what they say, boy, she been charged with a slew of charges. It's going down, all types of shit. She come around there, jump out with the pistol about $300 and crashing out about $3 stinking ass $100. So I hope she got them $300 because she gonna need that for commissary. Man, this your boy Smoke Tails, man. Until next time, you never catch me without mine.
Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine.
Our top story this morning, new overnight, a deadly shooting after a concealed carry license holder opens fire on someone opening fire on him.
These fuck niggas out here hate. Yeah, I heard it through the pipeline. Rumors about how they gon' rob me in the nighttime. For real, they just waiting for the right time. But guess what? You never catch me without mine. Without mine. 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 You never catch me without mine.
Yo, what's good, man? This your boy Smoke Tails. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you got it on you because I got it on me. You know how we getting down on this end. 2 suspects still on the loose in the deadly Harrison home invasion. 2 suspects involved in the deadly home invasion in Harrison are still on the loose. The Harrison County Sheriff's Office says there were 3 armed suspects involved in the invasion. The preliminary investigation revealed the 3 suspects broke into the home around 1 a.m. and were confronted by the homeowner, according to the Harrison County Sheriff's Office. Gunfire was exchanged between the homeowner and the suspects. One of the suspects was shot during the exchange and died at the scene. 2 other suspects jumped through a window and escaped and fled the scene. The Harris County Sheriff's Office patrol responded to the scene and searched the immediate area, but they were unable to find the other 2 suspects. The Sheriff's Office said identities of those involved are being withheld pending future investigation. Boy, you gotta be careful who house you run up in. Somebody might send your ass to Funky Town.
Loose after a home invasion in Hamilton County tonight.
The sheriff's office says the homeowner shot and killed one of the suspects. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Josh Rowe.
And I'm Kim Chapman-Whitfield. This all happened on Shirley Pond Road around 1 o'clock this morning. Our team was there as deputies responded. The sheriff's office says 3 intruders were armed and exchanged gunfire with the homeowner. Well, today the homeowner told us this was not the first time this has happened on his property.
News Channel 9's A.C. Barker also spoke with neighbors about the situation. She also breaks down what we've learned from audio from dispatchers.
Residents here on Shirley Pond Road say they've always considered this a safe and quiet neighborhood. That was until Sunday night, when one suspect died after the sheriff's office says the homeowner shot and killed him. The homeowner also tells me this wasn't the first time they got into the house.
Our community's pretty nice and we have each other's back, so if anything's happening, but it's just strange that it happened over here.
Nicole Long says she's lived on Shirley Pond Road for over 15 years, but now she's worried for her neighborhood.
I read the report saying that someone had gotten shot.
The homeowner says this is the second night in a row his home was broken into. This audio from Broadcastify shows how the first call came in.
RP's advising there were 3 intruders, 3 black males with gunshots exchanged. They hit 2 of the 3. No one in the house currently. One went out the back door.
The sheriff's office later confirmed 2 of the 3 suspects jumped out of a window and are still on the run. The 3rd suspect died from their injuries. What is a homeowner's right to use a gun when someone breaks into their home? We asked retired law enforcement officer and firearm trainer Mark Haskins.
Somebody breaks into your house, that they might be going to cause you or whoever's in the house death or serious bodily injury. And you have to be in fear of death or serious bodily injury to legally use deadly force in Tennessee.
Haskins tells me Tennessee is one of the states that honors the castle doctrine. This allows owners of homes to defend themselves in moments where they feel their life is in danger from an intruder. But it has some stipulations. Haskins says the threat must physically be inside of the home.
Out on your porch, even, it's iffy, but especially out in your yard or just an outbuilding that you're not living in, then no, that's not usually a place where you can legally use deadly force.
Even though the homeowner told us this was the second night in a row his home was broken into, 2 suspects are still out there. This is the message from the Hamilton County Sheriff, Austin Garrett.
We don't have any reason to believe that any of the surrounding homeowners are in any kind of danger.
In Harrison, A.C. Barker, News Channel 9.
The Hamilton County Sheriff's Department is asking anyone with home surveillance video near the scene to contact them. They're specifically looking for video vehicles driving through that area. If you have video like that, you can reach out to the Sheriff's Department using a link in this story on our homepage.
Yeah, man. So you see how they getting down out there in Harrison County, Tennessee constitutional carry. Right, so you already know what time it is out there. All 3 of them tried to run up in the man's house armed. Did they know this man? Don't sound like they knew this man. Came in there and played games, but they found out real fast though. You know what else amazes me all the time when I see these stories? The neighbors, they be so shocked. Oh, I ain't know it could happen. Looking all scared. Ain't got no weapon in their house. Just glad somebody that was on the block did. You need to have a home defense weapon, man. That shit is essential. And if they get caught, they gonna get charged with their friend murder, right? So shit looking ugly for them all the way. Yeah, they tried to run up in my man's house thinking shit was sweet out here. Somebody should have told them shit was real in the field. Cause they homeboy they took the room temperature challenge. Man, this your boy Smoke Tails, man. Until next time, you never catch me without mine.
Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine.
Our top story this morning, new overnight, a deadly shooting after a concealed carry license holder opens fire on someone opening fire on him.
These fuck niggas out here hate. Yeah, I heard it through the pipeline. Rumors about how they gon' rob me in the nighttime. For real, they just waiting for the right time. But guess what? You never catch me without mine. Without mine, 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 you never catch me without mine.
Yo, what's good, man? This your boy Smoke Tails. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you got it on you cause I got it on me. You know how we getting down on this end. Another suspect is arrested in the Lafayette shootout. The Lafayette Police Department arrested 19-year-old Jalen Gross of Lafayette Saturday in connection with the shooting. Gross was charged with 3 counts of attempted murder after being released from the hospital. He was being treated for injuries he sustained in the incident. Ricky Cheney, 18 years old of Lafayette, is charged with 2 counts of attempted first-degree murder. Anthony Ventress, 23 years old of Lafayette, is charged with 3 counts of attempted first-degree murder. Authorities have confirmed that 4 people have been shot in an exchange of gunfire between the house and the 100 block of Sunset Drive and a vehicle there. KLFY has learned 5 people were involved. 4 of them have been hospitalized. One of the victims was located at the house on Pine Street. Lieutenant Sergeant Robin Green said police responded to reports of a shooting in progress around 9:35 a.m. The preliminary investigation indicates that all 3 individuals were standing outside of the residence on the 100 block of Sunset Drive when 2 other parties involved drove up, stopped, and began shooting at the individuals standing outside. Green said one of the individuals standing outside began shooting back at the vehicle, causing the vehicle to drive off, leaving the scene. As a result, 4 victims were hit and suffering from gunshot wounds. All 4 victims were transported to a local hospital for medical treatment. They came around there and pulled up on homeboy them and tried to dump at him. Lucky somebody that was with them had a pistol and bust back.
A morning shooting that involved 5 people. One person involved in the shooting is still at large.
News 10's Jasmine Dean joins us live from where it happened with what we know so far. Jasmine, what do you know?
That's right, Darlin Dalford. Earlier this morning, a shooting happened here on Sunset Drive. I spoke with a neighbor who says when he heard the gunshots, they were so loud, he thought the shooting was closer than what it was.
And I'm concerned when I heard all that shooting.
Joe Williams says he's concerned about the shooting that happened earlier this morning. He says he was at home when he heard gunshots coming from down the street, but it was so loud he thought the shooting was closer.
When I heard all that gunshot, I heard so many gunshots I thought it was behind my house. So much it was loud. But it was down the street from me, about 5-6 houses down.
Earlier, News 10 reported on the shooting, which happened on Sunset Drive. Lafayette police confirmed 5 people were involved in the shooting. Police say 3 individuals were standing in front of a home when a vehicle drove up with 2 people inside. Gunshots were exchanged between one of the individuals in front of the home and the 2 people in the vehicle. Police say 2 victims are in critical condition and the other 2 victims injured are in stable condition. Police also say one of the shooters is still at large and they are investigating the incident.
We have our detectives and crime scene out here, and as more information becomes available, I'll be sure to update you guys and let you guys know what occurred.
Back here in Lafayette, police Sunday announced a third arrest in a recent shooting on Lafayette's north side. 19-year-old Jalen Gross of Lafayette facing multiple counts of attempted murder. Gross was among 4 people wounded in last month's shootout in the 100 block of Sunset Drive. Police arrested him Sunday after he was released from the hospital.
And Lafayette police have just announced an arrest in this week's shootout on a North Lafayette street that wounded 4 people. Police say the 5th person involved in the gunfire on Sunset Drive wasn't hurt and fled the scene. Police say he's now been caught. 18-year-old Ricky Shaney is jailed tonight on multiple counts of attempted murder.
Yeah, man, so you see how they getting down out there in Lafayette, Louisiana. Homeboy and them sitting, chilling out there on the front porch. Dude and them came by there blazing early in the morning. Breakfast time, they coming out there shooting at y'all. Lucky somebody had the pistol on the boy, and you know they just made Louisiana a constitutional carry, so you don't need a permit to carry out there. A lot of people get it confused with you don't need a permit with thinking anybody can carry. Everybody can't still carry a gun. If you can't carry one legally, you can't carry one still. So somebody had a pistol out there. Sound like only one of the dudes standing outside had a gun, but he was able to hit 2 of them. Yeah, he was able to hit 2 of them. So, boy, they better be thankful for their homeboy who had at least a good enough aim to hit 2 of them. 3 of them got arrested, and they all getting charged with 3 counts of second-degree murder. Congratulations, you just played yourself. Man, this your boy Smoke Tails, man. Until next time, you never catch me without mine.
Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine.
Our top story this morning, new overnight, a deadly shooting after a concealed carry license holder opens fire on someone opening fire on him.
These fuck niggas out here hate. Yeah, I heard it through the pipeline. Rumors about how they gon' rob me in the nighttime. For real, they just waiting for the right time. But guess what? You never catch me without mine. Without mine, 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 you never catch me without mine.
Yo, what's good, man? This your boy Smoke Tails. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you got it on you because I got it on me. You know how we getting down on this end. Grandmother shoots man who allegedly broke into a home while fleeing police. Detectives with the Albuquerque Police Department have arrested a man they say broke into a home and was then shot by the homeowner. Joseph Rivera, 32 years old, will be charged with burglary, attempting to commit a felony, and stolen vehicle charges when he's released from the hospital. Albuquerque Police Department says on Thursday they located a stolen vehicle being driven by Rivera in the Valley area and deflated the vehicle tires with stop sticks. Rivera continued to drive on the rims after the tires were deflated. The vehicle then crashed into an area off Rio Grande Boulevard. Officials say Rivera fled the vehicle and fled on foot. Within 5 minutes, Albuquerque Police Department received a 911 call where the caller was telling the dispatch that a male was inside her home who had broken inside. The caller gave a description that matched Rivera. Police say Rivera was demanding the homeowner to give him her car keys. Rivera took the keys and the homeowner locked the door behind Rivera. She then went into the bedroom and armed herself. Rivera came back to the home demanding more keys. The homeowner told him to leave, but he refused. The homeowner then shot Rivera and tended to his wounds until officers arrived. Rivera was taken to a local hospital. He will be taken into custody and charged after he's released. Grandma the real deal. She shot the shit out of him and then helped him. She better than me. I would have left him right there.
Albuquerque police say they arrested a burglary suspect after a homeowner shot the man. Police say that they were pursuing Joseph Rivera after they found he was in a stolen car. They say he crashed the car, ran away, later broke into a house. Police say the woman in the house shot Rivera after he refused to leave. Rivera.
An Albuquerque grandmother jumps into action and stops a man who broke into her home to try and keep running from police. And in true grandmother fashion, she also tries to make sure that suspect is okay. News 13's Chandler Farnsworth explains.
It all started on Thursday evening, when Albuquerque police say they spotted a stolen car in southeast Albuquerque and began following it. Police say they tried to stop the car using stop sticks, but the suspect, identified as 32-year-old Joseph Rivera, continued to drive off, even after his tires were deflated, driving only on the vehicle's rims and crashing near Candelaria Road and Rio Grande Boulevard in North Albuquerque. According to a criminal complaint, the suspect ditched the car and began running. That's when police say they received a 911 call, a grandmother who said someone broke into her home, and the suspect's description matched Rivera's. Police say Rivera demanded the woman's keys to her car. Once he left with them, police say the woman went to her bedroom with her 4-year-old grandchild and armed herself. When Rivera came back to the home demanding even more keys, the woman asked him to leave. He refused, and that's when police say she fired a shot, hitting Rivera. Police say she then tended to Rivera's wounds until police arrived and he was taken to the hospital. Chandler Farnsworth, KRQE News 13.
Rivera, who has a lengthy criminal history, is now facing charges of burglary and transferring a stolen motor vehicle for this incident.
Yeah, man, so you see how they getting down out there in Albuquerque. Grandma handled her business, did what she had to do, protect her grandchild, put a bullet in his ass. I'm proud of her for handling her business, standing up when it was time to stand up, arming herself, and shooting him. She should have shot him the first time, but we'll take what we got. Ladies, this is a defining lesson. You should carry a gun. But see, once you do, take it a little bit more serious. Have it close by you when you in the house. I know you got a grandchild. You can take measures to protect him from the firearm. Get you some training, know your firearm and know your weapon. This Albuquerque grandma is a hero, a true patriot. Second Amendment all the way. You should use your right to bear arms. But then she tried to save him too. So you can tell she still had a caring heart, which that's all to the good. All fine with that. As long as he get handled when he's supposed to get handled. Breaking in grandma's crib and almost got his ass rocked to sleep. Man, this your boy Smoke Tails, man. Until next time, you never catch me without mine.
Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine.